Last week in Loudon, New Hampshire, Kansas had something that very, very seldom happens. They make a tire change, and one of the lug nuts flies around and somehow, some way became lodged between the brake caliper and the brake rotor, so therefore the right front tire would not turn. And all that happened was this simple little lug nut somehow spun and got between the rotor and the caliper. So, Bill, bad luck can follow you anywhere, off the racetrack, right on the pit road.
And it's not just the crews, Benny. We saw in this race 1 year ago in the chase, a couple of guys in contention for the championship caught speeding, and that's something the drivers have to handle on their own with help from their spotters.
Especially getting off of pit road. They warned them in the drivers' meeting today, do not speed before you go by that last time line, because yesterday in the NASCAR Busch Series race, a couple of guys were caught.
And obviously, tempers are going to be a huge factor under the microscope after what we heard in the drivers' meeting, and I'm sure it's something the drivers have at least thought about heading in here today.
I think they're going to be a lot more calmer today than they have been because we got Mr. Helton. He's watching very closely. So I think, and this is a fast racetrack. This isn't a place you want to pay somebody back. You can get that away. You can wait with that a lot of places, but this place you're going fast, you're going to crash hard.
Well, we'll see what happens. It's 400 laps, 400 miles on a very fast track, and as we saw in the Busch race yesterday, trouble can start here very early. Didn't even get 3 laps in before we had the first caution yesterday afternoon. 43 drivers getting strapped into their cars. The fans are here, about 150,000 at the Dover International Speedway on just a spectacular day for racing. Second race in the chase for the Nextel Cup. Glad you're along with us here on TNT. Now we're going to go back down trackside here at Dover and get the words we've all been waiting for to fire the engines for the second race in the chase.
And today for the command, Nancy Cartwright as the voice of WizKid Chip Kelly for the new NASCAR.com animated series, The Kellys.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
10 men preparing to take the next step on the road to Homestead, Miami in the chase for the Nextel Cup. When we come back to Dover, the starting lineup and the green flag. You're watching NASCAR on TNT.
Coming to TNT. Secrets unfold.
Who hired you?
I don't know who you're dealing with. Enemies collide. And drama has never looked so good.
This is exciting.
I want to serve my country the best I can.
Find your alias beginning tomorrow night at 6 on TNT. We know drama.
TNT.
Look, anyone can try out, but not just anyone can make it.
Hey, fan! You better get that label straight.
I don't tolerate imperfections.
Why'd you replace that beer, Smith? Because Miller Lite has great taste. Yes, sir.
You see, with great taste comes great responsibility. Tell me those aren't socks and sandals, Clyde. A beer with character deserves a man with character. We have to reflect that.
Believe this guy throwing like that? The nominees for the Major League Baseball Comeback Player of the Year Award, sponsored by Pfizer, are now online. Vote, and you may win a trip to throw out a ceremonial first pitch at the World Series.
You go first.
You go.
Nope. You first.
No. After you.
Fear not.
Let's see what you're made of.
Natural citrus Listerine has germ-killing power. But it's less intense.
You guys should really grow up.
You can handle it, germs can't.
I love it. It is so much faster than DSL.
High-speed internet from Insight.
I love those guys.
Never going back to dial-up. You're always connected. Downloads happen in just seconds.
It's like, boom, you're there. F-A-S-T, fast.
Cable modems faster than DSL or dial-up.
There's just no comparison.
Easy, reliable, and super fast. All for one low price.
That sounds great.
It's so cool.
High-speed internet from Insight. Get it today.
There are things in life you can't control. The traffic, the weather, your job, even man's best friend. But there is one thing you can control. With cable television, you have the power to choose what is and what isn't appropriate for you and your family. For more information on how to view the right thing, contact your local cable company or visit www.controlyourtv.org.
Brought to you by Insight. Simple is better.
TNT Sports and Sony bring you today's race in high-definition surround sound. For the best way to experience the full impact of HD, get Sony HD. Hear the big picture. Cars begin to roll off of pit road here at Dover. Budweiser, the official beer of NASCAR, is the proud sponsor of the Budweiser Pole Award, given to the fastest qualifier at each NASCAR Nextel Cup Series race. Budweiser congratulates Ryan Newman, his 6th pole of 2005, and all those guys in the shootout at Daytona in 2006. Here's the starting grid for today's race at Dover. On the pole, Ryan Newman, next to Casey Kane.
Next up, Kyle Busch. Watch this guy. He's got a pretty fast car. A lot of guys worried about him. On the outside, Earnhardt Jr.
Back in row 3 on the inside, Jimmy Johnson and Rusty Wallace, 2 of the guys chasing the Nextel Cup.
In row 4, Mark Martin chasing the championship was very good in practice. Bobby Hamilton will be in a backup car. He'll drop to the rear of the field.
Row 5, we've got Joe Nemechek on the inside and Kurt Busch on the outside. A little bit of a hole to start with in New Hampshire last week, but got a good race car today.
In row 6 on the inside, Matt Kenseth and Jeremy Mayfield, a couple of guys chasing the championship.
In row 7, Travis Kvapil, another good qualifying run for him. He's next to Sterling Marlin.
Row 8, Dale Jarrett inside, as well as Scott Wimmer driving the 22 car.
Back in row 9 on the inside, Kevin Harvick. On the outside, Greg Biffle, also in the top 10 in points.
Jamie McMurray is 11th in the championship standings. He's next to 4-time Dover winner Ricky Rudd.
Got Jeff Green and Elliott Sadler shooting for that 11th in the point standings.
Inside of row 12, Casey Mears. Outside, out of Richard Childress stable, Dave Blaney.
Starting back in the 25th position, Jeff Gordon, next to Hendrick Motorsports teammate Brian Vickers.
Row 14, Michael Waltrip on the inside and Bobby Labonte on the outside.
Row 15 on the inside, Scott Riggs. On the outside, Mike Bliss in the 0 car. Also have to go to the rear of the field. Had to go to a backup car following a crash yesterday.
And look at this. Back in row 16, Tony Stewart, the championship leader, and Carl Edwards. And as we take a look at the rest of the starting grid, let's check in on the radio with BP. Who you dialing up, BP?
We're going to try Elliott Sadler today. Hey, Elliott, Benny Parsons, you got me?
Hello, 35 seconds.
Giving him the RPM for second gear. Hey, Elliott, Benny Parsons, you got me?
Yes, sir. BP, loud and clear.
Okay, you got that 3,500 in second gear, didn't you?
Yeah, we got it all figured out.
Okay, I think you're shooting for that 11th position in NASCAR Nextel Cup points. Have you got a car that can gain some points today on the competition?
You know what? I'm really excited about today's car. I think it's just as good or better what we had here in the spring. We are going for 11th place. We're racing some really good race teams, Benny, but I think this M&M's Ford team can do it. We got a lot of heart on this race team. We made some changes, but we got a lot of heart still on this team, and I think we can get it done in the last 9 races.
Well, good luck to you.
Y'all have fun up in the air condition today.
We will.
Elliott Sadler on the radio with Benny. Listen to your favorite driver's team communications at home or on any computer with NASCAR.com's Race Day Scanner and get exclusive content on ALL and on NASCAR.com. Final stories from pit road. Let's start with Marty Snyder.
Well, Bill, there were also some changes for Elliott's teammate Dale Jarrett on Friday. A familiar voice on the radio, Todd Parrott, the man he won the 1999 Cup Championship with, and a duo that won many, many races, including one here at Dover. The changes were an effort to make this team more aggressive, and General Manager Eddie DeHaan, who's also one of the best spotters in the business, also up top now watching the race for DJ. They're trying to get DJ to victory lane, something he hasn't done in 97 races, Dave.
Marty, changes for Jeff Gordon happened last week when Steve Letarte took over as crew chief. I asked Steve if he gotten a lot of advice after his first race as crew chief last week. He said, no, not much, but it's there if I need it. On-the-job training, or OJT for me, is the way to go. I asked him about the setup on the car. He said it's a lot like our teammates, but with a twist, so that it's really Jeff's setup. Matt?
Dave, winning at Dover is tough, but winning from outside the top 20 is almost unheard of. In fact, it's only happened here twice in 71 races, but that's what Tony Stewart, who's done it once here, and Carl Edwards will try to do today, starting in row 16. But their biggest thing today, survival. Now, over my left shoulder, their spotters, Mark Robertson and Bobby Hudson. They're going to try to get those guys through the pack and to the front without any issues. Alan?
There are so many places to get in trouble here on the Monster Mile. The narrow straightaways with walls on both sides where a spinning car can block the whole track. The narrow pit lane where a car pulling out of its pit, if he makes contact, can wrinkle a fender, ruin your whole day, ruin your handling. Staying out of trouble is the big picture for the most part of this race for the 10 drivers chasing the NASCAR Nextel Cup Championship. If they can stay out of trouble and near the top 10 for 350 miles, then they can go race for the win. Bill?
Thanks, Alan. Gentlemen, have a great day down there. Field has just gotten the 1 to go, BP.
You know, we talked about in the opening about not getting caught in speeding coming off pit road. See, the drivers think that this line is the one that they've got to beat their competitors to. And that's true because the camera that NASCAR uses is located there. But NASCAR times the cars until they go by this line. So you speed to cross this line, you're speeding when you get to the other one.
That's pretty tricky.
It is tricky.
Jimmy Johnson got caught on that here a year ago, was not very happy with it.
Tricky for me because I don't get it.
Kurt Busch, tough week at Loudon last Sunday, getting ready to go today. Here's his radio traffic a moment ago.
All right, boys. Last week slipped away from us. Let's go. 9 weeks to go. Let's do our jobs. We're not going to get this back in 1 week. Need to put together some strong efforts. Make sure we do our job. No problem. No biggie. Let's do it.
Ryan Newman finished 42nd. Kurt Busch, his radio, he finished 42nd at Atlanta. Ryan Newman getting ready to bring the field to the green flag here at Dover with Casey Kane right next to him. 43 cars, 400 laps, 400 miles here at Dover. Second race in the chase for the Nextel Cup. Glad you're along for the ride. Sun shining, green flag about to fly on TNT.
Clean so far, guys.
5 bonus points for Ryan Newman for leading the first lap.
Looks like Rusty's having a little bit of trouble there first lap anyway. Car really slid up the track in 3 and 4. Everybody's trying to get underneath him, but it looks like he may be coming to him now. Now he gets to the bottom.
Kyle Busch by Casey Kane for second.
And that's the guy you were talking about, Wally. Kyle Busch in that 5 car. Some guys told you he was awfully fast.
Yep, a lot of guys in the garage area this morning were worried about the 5.
Teammates Matt Kenseth in the 17, Kurt Busch in the 97. And that's Jeremy Mayfield, another chaser in the 19.
All of a sudden, the 9 car cannot keep his car on the bottom of the racetrack as Earnhardt Jr. in the 8 goes by. Jimmy Johnson trying to take a look on the inside.
Matt, what's up with Rusty?
Well, he told me Friday that here at Dover you run the air pressure so low it takes a few laps for his car to come in so the pressures can build up. He said expect that on Sunday.
Joe Nemechek right behind him.
Casey Kane looks like he's going to lose another spot. He's having trouble keeping his race car down. Marty, they say anything with the 9? Is it the same thing, tire pressures?
Well, Wally, there was a little concern in the 9 camp about how their car was yesterday in the final practice. It kept bottoming out. They thought they had that problem fixed. Casey has not radioed any concerns about that as Dale Jr. takes the second position, but they did have a bottoming out problem yesterday in final practice.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. on the march.
And that's another car. I talked to Tony Eury Jr., the crew chief, on this 8 car this morning, and he said the computer showed that their car yesterday was as fast as anyone's, and he's proving that.
How about it, Alan?
Hey guys, if you look really carefully at this 8 car, look where the roof meets the roll bars on the top of the machine. The roll bars are blue. In order to give this team more time to work on their Talladega car for next week, Tony Eury Jr. borrowed this car from the 15 team. It's a car he built brand new for that team this year, and Jr. really likes it. Matt?
Now the 48 car, Jimmy Johnson, didn't test here, but the guy right behind his teammate, Kyle Busch, did. They transferred a lot of that data over. And BP, he told me when he woke up this morning, Jimmy Johnson, that he had butterflies. And whenever he has butterflies, that means he's going to have a good day. To get around butterflies before a good day in NASCAR competition.
You know, man, come to the racetrack and feel like you have a chance to win the race, you do have that special feeling in your stomach. So I know exactly what he's talking about.
Did you have that feeling when you won here?
Probably not. Most of the time when you have that feeling, something bad happens.
Well, Jimmy Johnson got off to a tough start in the chase 1 year ago. Looks strong here early at Dover. Ryan Newman continues to lead. Newman led 193 of the 200 laps here yesterday. Matt Kenseth in the 17 with Jeremy Mayfield on his bumper. Oh, trouble. The 95 of Stan Barrett.
It looks like a single car incident. I don't see anybody else. But to cause this crash, there might be someone with front end damage.
He's sitting down on the apron in turn 1.
Told by some of our spotters it was a single car incident.
Well, I think Stanton was running towards the back.
Yep,
yeah, he was the second and last car there, so he didn't get anybody with him. I'll tell you what, though, you come this place here, you can hit that inside wall so hard.
So an early caution here at Dover. 9 laps are complete. Ryan Newman leads Dale Earnhardt Jr. You're watching NASCAR on TNT.
Hey, race fans, what did Bill Elliott, Charlie Brown, Charlie Daniels, Lisa Marie Presley, and Martin Truex have in common? The NASCAR Busch Series Samstown 250, October 22nd at Memphis Motorsports Park, with action on the track and the stage. Bill Elliott's back with Charlie Brown. Martin Truex defends his Memphis title. Lisa Marie will start your engines. Plus a post-race party with the Charlie Daniels Band. Get your tickets now at MemphisMotorsportsPark.com or call 1-866-40-SPEED. Memphis Motorsports Park, your ticket to NASCAR.
What I seek every single day is perfection. I want you to guess how many checks we process each day. Try more than 40 million, more than any other company in America. But what's truly impressive is the accuracy with which we take care of them. I'm Lance Drummond, I'm a banker, and I'm proud to be part of Bank of America. If you weren't a perfectionist, you couldn't do this job. One error in a million is simply unacceptable. So at Bank of America, we customize our own equipment. We engineer our own software, create our own quality control systems. To us, this is like an assembly line that is mission critical, meaning 0 defects. This isn't about processing nearly 11 billion checks a year flawlessly. It's a matter of accurately handling one single check and then repeating it 11 billion times.
Bank of America. Higher standards.
Sunday is race day. That's why the Domino's 555 deal is perfect. 3 medium pizzas, just $5 each.
I've got 3 pizzas here for Mr. NASCAR.
That's mine.
You're right. Mine would be for the king of NASCAR.
Really? Mine would be for the emperor of NASCAR.
Mine would be for the czar of NASCAR.
The grand poobah of NASCAR.
Generalissimo of NASCAR.
El Presidente de NASCAR.
King Daddy.
This race day, get your 555 deal from Domino's. Buy 3 or more medium one-topping pizzas, and they're all just $5 each. Get the door. It's race day from Domino's. Tuesday's better than Wednesday.
What if the engineers at Ford Racing let you take Kurt Busch's championship car out for a little spin? Think you could handle it?
They're coming! I'm up on the wheel! What? Give them room! Hold on!
Maybe not. But you can drive a Ford built by those same engineers. Experience Ford Championship Weekend at Homestead Miami Speedway, November 18th through 20th. For tickets, call 1-866-409-RACE.
Mark Martin has 4 career wins here at Dover, tops among all 2005 chase drivers. 3 of those victories came in this fall Dover race. In fact, Mark won this race 3 years in a row, 97 to 1999. And in fact, in his last 3 Dover races, Mark has finished 1, 2, and 3. For more on the story, log on to FordRacing.com.
Hey, Marty, you think he likes racing here? Where'd you go, Marty?
I'm here, Weber. I apologize.
That's okay.
I think Mark loves this racetrack. In fact, didn't he call it old-fashioned, old-school racing on Friday?
And that's his favorite brand.
That's right.
Busch Series ran here yesterday. Here are the unofficial results. Ryan Newman won his 4th consecutive Busch Series race. Clint Boyer made a huge gain in the championship standings after a tire problem for Martin Truex Jr. late in the race. And there are the standings, just 26 points from 1st to 2nd. Still under caution, track cleanup continues here at Dover.
Chevy employee discount for everyone is counting down. It absolutely ends Friday, September 30th. Time is running out to get employee pricing on every 2006 full-size truck. From Chevy, the #1 selling cars, trucks, and SUVs in America. Right now, the 2006 Silverado half-ton regular cab WT starts for less than $16,200. Hurry, it all ends Friday. See your local Chevy dealer today.
To thank everybody for making Pizza Hut Pan Pizza America's favorite pan pizza for a quarter of a century, we thought we'd put a quarter under everybody's pillow.
What are you doing?
And then we had a better idea.
Yeah, give them a pan pizza for a quarter. Just buy any large specialty pizza at menu price and you'll get a medium one-topping original pan pizza for 25 cents. Golden, crunchy outside, soft and chewy inside, all for a quarter.
Next time I'll knock.
There's nothing else like it.
Introducing Duralast, auto parts built to exceed the need. Alternators built with heavy-duty electronics for longer life. Brake pads built with molded technology for maximum durability. Water pumps built for improved engine cooling with some of the best warranties in the business, all built to exceed the need. Only at AutoZone.
Motorsports, ride the machine of your dreams. Motorcycles and ATVs, it's fun to the extreme. When you need parts, accessories, service, we're here and we follow through. Great selection, a friendly staff, taking care of you. Geeson Motorsports, come on, ride the machine of your dreams.
Hawkins Insurance, how may I help you?
I'm having a really bad day.
As soon as an accident befalls you, the Hawkins Casson staff is set in motion. We care. To us, you're more than just a claim number. We offer a complete range of insurance from Pekin Insurance. We're happy to have you as a client, and maybe that's why when things are at their worst, we're at our best with speedy, personal, friendly results with your claims. Hawkins Casson's Insurance. We're here to be of service to you.
The publishers of USA Today will ring in the holiday buying season with a glossy standalone magazine to guide readers on how to choose and use the best electronics. Pre-order your copy today online at now.usatoday.com.
Field has just gotten the one to go in the MBNA RacePoints 400. Play the Gillette Young Guns $1 million race to the finish game. Visit www.GilletteYoungGuns.com for details, rules, and how to vote for the Gillette Young Guns and how they will finish the race. The Gillette Young Guns $1 million race to the finish, brought to you by M3 Power, the world's best shave.
If Junior wins this race, Gillette will have a hard time figuring out who won. I get so many votes, won't he, Wally?
Yeah.
Sitting pretty right now.
A number of drivers from about 17th on back came down pit road.
You know, I saw the guy in the back there pointing a flag in the back stretch. There must have been some debris back there.
And that's what they're reporting, some debris on the backstretch. And while we've got a chance, it's time for our singular Race Talk $1,031 challenge. Which driver will win the first race between these two guys over the 9 races left this season? Mark Martin or Rusty Wallace? To vote, text the word race to 191 on your singular wireless phone or go to NASCAR.com. You'll also be entered for a chance to win $1,031. Both Mark and Rusty have a pretty good record here at this track.
That's what I was thinking. Currently, Mark is showing running 6th, Rusty 7th. Tony Stewart made a pit stop, Dave. What'd he do?
They did, Benny. They're trying to hope this is not a long day, but it started out with a very average race car right now. Car is very, very tight and running hot, so they took a little tape off the front grille. They put one of those spring rubbers in the right rear, took one of them out of the left rear. On a scale of 5, Tony said it was a 5, tight, won't turn. Matt?
Carl Edwards had made up 5 spots when that caution came out, Dave. Now, they did pit, but he told Bob Osborne, the crew chief, the car really good. He felt like a lot of cars were holding him up, but since they were so far back, they took advantage of the caution to pit, get fresh tires, but no adjustments. He's pleased.
They have waved off the one to go for more cleanup, and they'll try again when they come by this time.
His guess Brett Bodine, the pace car driver, keeps noticing debris that somehow the workers keep missing, and he says, hey guys, you got to get it all. Boy, Brett.
So we had just over 8 green flag laps before Stanton Barrett crashed, bringing out the first caution. So a lot of these guys in the back of the field, nothing to lose, diving onto pit road, making some needed adjustments, getting tires and fuel. McMurray, Rudd, Jeff Green, Carl Edwards, Tony Stewart, and a handful of others.
Talked to Donnie Wingo, the crew chief on the set 42 car Jamie McMurray's driving today, and he was really happy with this car. So
field coming around to get the green this time. Here's our Wendy's race menu. The chase for the Nextel Cup moves to NBC beginning next Sunday afternoon at Talladega, 1:30 Eastern Time. Then it's on to Kansas. Then we go to Charlotte for a Saturday night race and on to Martinsville. The Wendy's race menu as the chase for the Nextel Cup Championship moves to NBC next Sunday afternoon. Talladega, the biggest wild card in the chase for the championship. Pace car to pit road, green flag at Dover.
Okay. Jimmy Johnson underneath Earnhardt in 3.
Those butterflies are helping him pedal that car. 48 looking under the 8.
Kyle Busch is just sitting there saying, who do I want to follow?
And Earnhardt Jr. in his 8 car, he hasn't had a lot to crow about this year. He's liking it running up front. He wants to stay there.
Casey Kane started second, runs in that 9 car behind Busch. Greg Biffle has been a guy on the move in the 16 car. He's back a little bit in the pack, but has moved his way up to 13th after starting 18th.
Casey, take a look.
Yeah, remember last week, huh?
Kyle Busch, Casey Kane, old friends. How about the 5s?
Under the caution, Billy came on the radio and said, guys, this car is terribly tight, and I don't know why, but Wally, you talked about people noticing that Kyle Busch was very fast. His teammate Jeff Gordon noticed and said, hey, let's take some of their setup and put it on our car.
Trouble for the 8 car, Dale Jr. off the pace. Allen.
Junior just came on the radio and said, I'm out of brakes. Can you believe that?
Well, something obviously failed because it's not like he wore him out.
No.
Damn brake pedal went to the floor and it's got a bad vibration in the right front.
Sound like he's broken a rotor. Something happened to the rotor in the right front.
Or possibly a line could have come off, pumped all the fluid out.
Qualified 4th. Now slowly down pit road as you watch Kurt Busch move under Rusty Wallace.
Well, that'll get your attention driving into a corner about 170 miles per hour, and then the brake pedal go to the floor.
Isn't that terrible? He finally has a decent car.
Now on pit road, Tony Eury Jr.'s crew goes to work. See if they can isolate the problem and then correct it.
Everything looks good on the right.
Got some more, Alan?
Yeah, they told you to bring it in, shut it down. What they're doing is checking the brake lines and try to check and make sure they've got fluid pressure. So they're looking to bleed the brakes and see if they might have an air bubble in the line accidentally or something like that. They're also checking to see if there's anything rubbing on the right front caliper that might have worn a hole in one of the brake lines.
Kevin Harvick in that 29 car on the move. He comes in off back-to-back top 10 finishes for the first time since Las Vegas, the 3rd race of the year. That's a team that could really use something good to happen, don't you think, Marty?
Absolutely, Weber. And guess when the last time Kevin Harvick had 3 straight top 10 finishes?
Don't make me guess.
I'm going to make you guess, Weber. October of 2003. I told Kevin that this morning. He said, are you serious? And I said, yeah. He said, but you know what? Today we have an excellent race car and a better than average shot of at least finishing in the top 10.
See the cars, only the lowest mile per hour is 139 mile per hour. Imagine having to slow down and make a pit stop down to 35 miles per hour. That's why they have all these problems.
Smoke out of the back of Bobby Hamilton Jr., and that is a backup car.
It's like a start at the front.
Black flag.
See the smoke coming out of the left front.
The car looks like it's still running well.
Yeah.
Mark Martin just move over, let his teammate Kurt Busch take that spot away.
Marty, what do you know about car 3-2?
We're checking right now. It's power steering is what it is, guys. Power steering is a problem for Bobby Hamilton Jr. This team worked very hard. This is a backup car after he wrecked on Friday, or Saturday rather. It's a backup car. They were the last car through inspection this morning. They stayed late last night, but a power steering problem with power steering fluid leaking on the 32 car.
You talk about having a tough year.
And so far, Benny, all these guys most of them are running that bottom right now, but we're starting to see cars starting to slide up the racetrack. Once we get that second groove really worked in for these guys, then we're going to see cars all over this racetrack.
Casey Kane and his teammate Jeremy Mayfield. Jeremy in that 19 car, they're the first two cars to move up a little bit, and they seem to be making some progress as Jeremy goes by Matt Kenseth and takes over the 9th position.
8 of the drivers in the chase for the Nextel Cup are running inside the top 10. Carl Edwards is 25th. Tony Stewart is 27th. The drivers in the chase for the championship highlighted in the Nextel yellow on the ticker. Jimmy Johnson looking inside of Ryan Newman for the lead, and he's got it, Matt.
Here it is, Bill. He was working him all over the racetrack. About a tenth of a lap faster than the 12. He said under the caution, the car was a little snug, but he felt like it was coming to him, even though this track typically tightens up as the race wears on.
I'll tell you what, when that 9 car gets that groove worked in the way he wants, he's probably going to pass both those cars in front of him.
I'm telling you, look at this, he goes up high on the racetrack, gets that great run off the corner. Newman has no choice but to give him that room. 9 cars going somewhere, Marty.
Yes, he is, BP. I know you love to say that. And Casey told me before the race he was going to be committed to that middle groove. He said, I feel like it will help me longer in the run. The car will be very good. Remember we told you about the bottoming out problem? Casey said it's still there, but just a little bit. Alan?
Just before and just after he was passed for the lead, Ryan Newman called in his crew chief, Matt Borland. His car tightened. That means it can't cut and turn as well as he needs it to in the corner. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has gone back out on the racetrack. I just talked to his crew chief, Tony Uri Jr. He said, I have no idea what happened. The brake pedal went to the floor. They checked all the lines. They checked the master cylinders. They sent him back out. He's got brake pedal now.
42nd in the running order, 8 laps down for car 8. 5 bonus points for Jimmy Johnson for leading a lap. Finished second in the championship chase 1 year ago by just 8 points.
And I talked to the crew on this 48 car this morning. I said, how's the car? And they said, oh, it's like old times. We're really good.
Tell you what, that 9 car is getting such a good run off the corner. He's running that high line. He's not binding his car up like the 48 is down on the bottom, holding that steering wheel really tight. And that 9 car, it looks like he comes off the corner. He's got 50 more horsepower than Jimmy Johnson.
Casey Kane does not have a lot of experience at this track, but runs very well here. 38th a week ago.
Should have won this race.
Sure should have.
Was that last year, right?
Last year. Leading the race with what? Just 4 or 5 laps to go. Hit some oil down in turn 3, in the wall, destroyed the car, and did not get that first win in the NASCAR Nextel Cup. We got that this year in Richmond.
Hey, another guy that's coming is Kurt Busch in that 97 car. Just moved into the 4th spot, passing his brother Kyle.
And Greg Biffle also on the move. Restarted 13th, now 6th, and thinking about 5th. How about the Biff, Marty?
Hey, he's pretty loose, but he came on the radio during the caution, then his car wants to turn a little too easily. He said, but I think that'll play to our favor because this racetrack will tighten up the longer we run. He also told Doug Richard, his crew chief, listen, the air pressures we used yesterday in my Busch car were too low. I was bottoming out for too long. Let's not go that low. Let's split the difference.
After struggling for a couple of weeks, 5 straight finishes of 6th or better for Biffle.
He goes by the 5 car, moves into the 5th position. Where did he start? Started back at 18th.
Got some trash up there in the 9 car, possibly.
Boy, you're going to start that again?
Yeah, he does. Little pieces of paper.
We'll keep an eye on that. Jimmy Johnson leads Casey Kane. 38 laps are complete here at Dover International Speedway in Delaware.
The secret is out. Las Vegas is coming to TNT. And Tuesday night at 10, Sin City is hotter than ever. The hit series Las Vegas, Tuesdays at 10 beginning Tuesday night on TNT. Coming to TNT.
I saw a murder 27 years ago, and you're just telling us now? He killed my mother. She should remember.
Question is, does she want to? Cold Case, beginning Tuesday night at 11 on TNT.
Hey guys, as you know, from time to time, we believe in shaking things up, making changes in the organization. For that reason, we decided to change my car's number from 8 to 6.7. I'm just messing with you. We're gonna stick with 8. Just a joke. No harm done, huh?
No way, man.
Oh, yeah! Woo! Well, I'd like to thank NASCAR RacePoints and their partners for giving me the opportunity to earn enough points to give me this jacket. Yeah!
Get official NASCAR stuff with NASCAR RacePoints. Earn points toward rewards with NASCAR partners. Just go to NASCAR.com, click on NASCAR RacePoints, and learn how to earn 1,000 bonus points. It's enough to make any fan excited. NASCAR RacePoints, the official rewards program of NASCAR.
2 patties, cheese, lettuce, tomato.
Extra pickles. Real juicy. Lots of cheese and tomato.
Double with bacon.
The works. Double extra cheese. Triple beef.
Ketchup, mustard.
The Triple H burger.
Hamburger. Whose burger?
The Dave burger.
The burger. My burger.
I'm wherever I want to be, as I'm riding on the boulevard. If you want, you can come with me. We can ride on down the boulevard. I'm wherever I want to be, as I'm riding on.
Introducing the Suzuki Boulevard line of cruisers. Choose your Boulevard.
44 laps are complete here at Dover. Jimmy Johnson leads Casey Kane. Second race in the chase for the Nextel Cup Championship. Johnson is one of those chasing the championship. Time to take you through the field, presented by Speed Pass from Exxon and Mobil. And here's Matt.
Still, JJ trying to chase down another Dover win, something he did twice back in his rookie years. Is the car a little snug, but boy, he is really motoring away. Snyder.
And Casey Kane has not said a word about the debris on his grill, so the water's not too much of a concern. Biggest concern's the car's a little bit loose in the center of the corner, but he said a little bit tied off is also an issue for Casey Kane. Greg Biffle has been moving up through the field. We reported earlier that he was loose. He said the car is getting better. Biffle won here in June, and he knows just how tough this racetrack can be.
It's a pretty difficult place. It's concrete and real rough, kind of bumpy. It's not rough, it's just real bumpy and chattery because of the concrete, the tires under the concrete. And it takes a lot to keep your race car going throughout the whole race. When the racetrack starts turning black, gets rubber put down, the car really starts to push, you got to be able to adapt and overcome. So it's a tough place.
Greg Biffle is second place in the chase for the Nextel Cup and thinks Dover is a place where he can gain. Alan?
After leading the opening 30 laps of this race from pole position, Ryan Newman has slipped back to fourth spot. His car just not turning in the center of the corners like he needs it to. It's making him wait to get back on the gas. Dave?
Mark Martin is sixth place, right where he restarted, has not told his crew what's wrong with the car, but it's not going forward. Mark did ask, don't give me any lap times. No lap times, I want silence. Alan?
Kurt Busch was fastest in both of yesterday's practice sessions, fairly confident in his car before the start of the race. He started in 10th position. You see he's running 6th right now, They've got a hole to dig out of after the crash last week, Marty.
Kyle Busch started 30, has now fallen back to the 7th position. Check out the handling of his race car. Tight getting into the corner, loose coming off the corner, and in the middle, he says the car's bouncing all over the place. Other than that, everything's just perfect. Jeremy Mayfield is one of the chasers. He too had some debris on his grill a little bit earlier. He said his car is loose in the center, tight coming off the corner. Jeremy told me before the race started, we have to be aggressive today. So far, so good. They started 12th, they're running 8th. Matt?
Right behind the 19s, the Blue Deuce and Rusty Wallace. Now his car was skating earlier. He has 3 wins here, Dover, but that was before they put the concrete down. So the car's a little snug now, but Snyder, his spotter, Earl Barban, told him the leaders have moved up half a lane. Try that at both ends.
Well, Kevin Harvick trying to go forward. He's currently in the 10th position, or the 11th position, we should say. Harvick has had a very good race car. He radioed to the crew about 10 laps ago. Said it's starting to get just a little bit tight coming off the corners. Weber.
Thank you, Marty. Jimmy Johnson leads by a second over Casey Kane. Mark Martin has moved up to 4th position. 2 cars have been warned by NASCAR to pick up their speed. Carl Long and Kenny Wallace. Let's continue to go through the field. The 17-car Matt Kenseth, Allen.
Yeah, good run in New Hampshire last week after recovering from an early problem, Bill. Moved Matt from 9th to 5th in the championship. Started this race, he took the green in 11th, moved up a couple of spots, now has given those back with his car not turning as well as he'd like. Matt?
2 Ganassi cars, Sterling Marlin and Jimmy McMurray running 12th and 13th. Now Sterling has never won here, but he does have 2 top 5 finishes. He says the car is tight, track bar and air pressure adjustment. Meanwhile, the 42 McMurray, they felt coming in, the lap tracker system from Happy Hour said the car was going to be great. The car a little tight, though. That's why they pitted. Meanwhile, the 10 Scott Riggs, his team telling me also he is way too tight on entry.
Allen, Joe Nemechek is running in the 15th position. Joe took the green flag for this race in 9th. He has slipped back just a little bit. This is a race car that is brand new, never tested, never turned a lap until it was brought here on Friday morning for practice. Dave?
Robbie Gordon's car was loose on the first run, turned a little bit too easily. They came in and took on only 2 right side tires, made an air pressure adjustment. Now the car won't turn. Matt?
Elliott Sadler running 17th. Now he did miss the chase, but trying to chase down that $1 million plus bonus. The guy who finishes 11th says the car is a little snug, but not bad. Meanwhile, the 77 out of the Penske stable, Travis Quapple, says he has no right front grip, none whatsoever. They're going to try to work on that on their next stop. And then Bill Davis's car with Scott Wimmer, who won here in the NASCAR Busch Series, working on a strong top 20, says the car is tight all the way around. Dave?
4-time Dover winner Ricky Rudd says the car will not turn entering the corner, and when I want to leave the corner, it turns too well. Hard to control right now for the 29. Matt, back to you.
Now the 99, Carl Edwards, 9th in the championship standings coming in. Now they pitted back on lap 13, Dave. They didn't make any adjustment, but now he says the car is just way too loose. Just trying to hang on, Dave. How about Stewart?
Not real good right now for Tony Stewart. Remember, they came in and worked on the car during that first caution. Now he said, I have to hook the left side tires on the very bottom of the racetrack to even get this car to turn. Guys, we got a problem in the front end of this car.
Tony Stewart back in the 30th position. There's the leader, Jimmy Johnson. And right now, second in the championship standings, he'd be 13 points behind Greg Biffle. 59 of 400 laps are complete here at Dover. Jimmy Johnson leads Casey Kane. You're watching NASCAR on TNT.
Sprint Business is reinventing the yes man, turning the yes man into someone who can work from almost anywhere. And now that Sprint and Nextel have come together, you can work in and out of the office more efficiently, the way 96% of the Fortune 1000 already do. So saying yes from just about anywhere with speed and confidence makes me a yes man. I'm a yes man.
With Sprint Business, you can make just about any place a workplace. Yes, you can.
A transformation is upon us. With Sony Vega engine technology, the sports you watch become a picture of extraordinary depth and color. That's what makes the new Grand Vega a Sony. The world's greatest high-definition television. Make it yours at sony.com/HDTV.
Like no other. Sony.
I had a really good time tonight.
Me too.
Yeah.
Bye. It's getting really late.
Mate.
Okay.
Bye.
It's different when you got a Harley Davidson.
This is Duralast, the battery built to exceed the need. Engineered with all the cranking power you need for extreme conditions. Get the battery built to exceed the need. Only at AutoZone.
Leave this guy throwing like that. The nominees for the Major League Baseball Comeback Player of the Year Award, sponsored by Pfizer, are now online. Vote, and you may win a trip to throw out a ceremonial first pitch at the World Series.
With Banquet Crock-Pot Classics, you get more of what you want. More fresh vegetables, more meat, and more time out of the kitchen. Just add water and let it simmer all day. Everything you need is included, so you can be included too. Banquet Crock-Pot Classics. More of what you want.
About 150,000 fans here at the Dover International Speedway. NASCAR Nextel Cup Racing presented by Viagra. Jimmy Johnson is the race leader.
Second has been contested, though, between Casey Kane in the 9, Greg Biffle in 16.
And Biffle's using Kane's line now.
Come on, Greg, that's not fair now.
He wasn't a couple laps ago, but I think he's searching right now.
Biffle's searching?
Yeah, Biffle's looking for a line that will get him some ground. Now he's back to the bottom. Pretty good off of through 1 and 2 that time.
Biffle with 5 wins this season.
You know, last time he was way high, but this time he said, I'll try the bottom.
All right. Hey, Marty.
Yes, Weber.
Didn't mean to wake you. What's going on?
That's okay. You're not waking me up down here. Hey, a couple of things that happened here. The 48 car got through traffic much better than Casey Kane did. That's something that Tommy Baldwin preached to him. Listen, just be patient. We have a great race car. But the other thing compounding this battle is that Greg Biffle's car is getting better the longer they run. Remember, he started a little bit loose, and he said the track is coming to him. His car awfully fast right now.
Hey, Marty, it's a busy day down there on pit road here, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, and it's hard to hear, too, Weber.
We'll keep that in mind. Stanton Barrett treated and released from the infield care center. Oh, Mike Bliss.
It's going to be okay, boys. Hold the brake, Mike.
Caution is out.
There you go, straight. I believe you just barely tapped the back bumper, guys. It'll be okay.
That's all I think. I think we'll be fine. It's caught up.
Okay.
Bill Engel, the spotter, talking about just a little dent in the rear bumper.
And I'll tell you, this is a huge break for Tony Stewart, but he was just about to get lapped.
Oh, and Mike Wallace, that 4-car just barely avoids being hit by the 0.
Bliss just got loose, getting down into the corner, and he saved the car, but got away from him again. See here on the inside.
Oh, got a spin behind you. Spin behind you. Caution is out. Caution is out. You are the lucky dog.
Mike Bliss has had a tough weekend here. This was in practice.
Yesterday, off turn 4, goes down and in that inside wall, just like we saw Stanton Barrett do earlier in the race.
So started at the back of the field in a backup car, and now his crew works on that. Second caution of the day in the MBNA RacePoints 400. And it will be a big parade to pit road. Dave Burns.
The 6-car, Mark Martin, he finally reported in, tight in the center of the corner, won't turn, so they'll take air pressure down on both left side tires, a slight chassis adjustment as well. Back.
Now the concrete pad is actually larger than what the actual pit stall. Jimmy Johnson asked Chad Knaus inside the black lines. He said yes, they're going to make a chassis adjustment to fix that tightness. Snyder.
Second place in the race and second place in the championship. Greg Biffle comes to pit road. He makes a wedge adjustment and also an air pressure adjustment. Car just a little too loose at the end of that run. Alan?
Well, Kurt Busch pitting from 4th position. They have already made a wedge adjustment in the left rear corner of the car. They made sure he parked it with the nose pointing out so he can swing around the traffic in front of him if needed. And a 4 tire change for Kurt. He's on his way.
They won Greg Biffle.
believe he got out first.
Sure looked like it. And there is not a lot of room to maneuver coming off of pit road here. Under our second caution of the day here at Dover, you're watching the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series on TNT.
Here at the number 20 race team, we're proud to have the Home Depot as our sponsor. But the Home Depot is much more than a logo on the car. Their influence and know-how pop up just about everywhere.
Whether it's NASCAR or home improvement, the difference is know-how. Congratulations to Tony Stewart for leading the pack into the chase for the NASCAR Nextel Cup. Let the chase begin.
Well, now, where's the fire, boys? Oh, fresh toasted sandwiches. Well, get those babies home before they get cold.
Fresh toasted sandwiches from Subway restaurants.
I'm hungry. You hungry?
Sponsors of Greg Biffle and Car 16.
All right, well, what's up next, Michael?
This shiny new 2002 Chevrolet Cavalier 2.4-liter four-cylinder alternator. And best of all, it comes in a variety of fashionable colors.
Well, I'll have to say that the red one is my favorite. Let's get a look at it.
Somehow that doesn't surprise me. I like the blue, though. Get a shot of that blue one. Look at there. Look at her, son.
People like red.
People named Dale.
If you haven't been to Golden Key Gifts in Sterling lately, stop in and see what you've been missing. As always, we have our hand-poured, highly scented candles with over 80 scents to choose from. We also carry the uniquely designed and crafted sculptures by Isabel Bloom, the largest selection of affordable link charm bracelets in the area, a huge selection of Boyd's Bears, Beanie Babies, and Willow Tree Angels. And don't forget about a variety of home decor. And of course, Hello Kitty. Golden Key Gifts at the corner of Avenue G and 4th Street, Sterling.
Shop help you with all your printing, copying, and graphic design needs, specializing in offset printing, high volume black and white, full color, and blueprint copies.
We talked about how difficult this day can be on pit road. Watch what happens here.
Yeah, watch 17 pills out. Benny, he's got company.
29 car, Kevin Harvick trying to leave at the same time. You see the dent in the door of the 17 car. That doesn't hurt anything. And watch Jeff Merkel, the jackman on the 16 car. Watch these stop. And this car came out first. He goes back around, lets the car down, around to the left side. Jacks her up. They throw those tires on. Say, let her go.
And the green comes back out here at Dover. Greg Biffle leads. All 42 cars pitted.
Biffle got a good restart there.
And he got the lead thanks to that great pit work by his crew.
Mark Martin looking inside of Kurt Busch.
I think those guys are looking on the outside.
Yeah, they are. You're right.
And there again, a lot of you guys, especially after a caution, take some of these guys a little bit longer than others for their tire pressures to get up.
And Mark's one of those.
Yeah.
That's Dale Earnhardt Jr. He is 7 laps down after a problem with his brakes very early in the race.
And they really don't know what happened to the brakes. They've looked, couldn't find anything wrong, and now the pedal is back up. He can stop the car again. And he wants to show these guys, his crew and himself, just how fast his car is.
There's Mark Martin. He's running 5th. Jimmy Johnson under Greg Biffle for the lead. So Johnson takes the lead on the track. Biffle's guys got him the lead on pit road. You saw the jack man. Let's meet the rest of the crew for Greg Biffle.
Doug Richard, San Jose, California.
Jeff Silver, Forest City, North Carolina.
Adam Emmert, Kamei, Idaho.
Jeff Merkel, Long Island, New York.
TJ Hamilton, Greensboro, North Carolina.
Joe Slingerland, Elizabethtown, Kentucky. Roger Olchey, Ridgefield, Washington.
John Goodman, Huntersville, North Carolina.
Wayne Deloria, Biddeford, Maine, now Hickory, North Carolina.
They got Biffle out first. Now he chases Jimmy Johnson, the race leader. Here's our Craftsman pit summary. Johnson came in first, went out second. Biffle picked up the spot on pit road, and Ryan Newman got himself 3 spots. Actually, his crew got him 3 spots there on pit road. Biffle's runs second behind Johnson. Let's check with Marty.
As we mentioned, Greg Biffle's car gets better the longer he runs. In fact, right before they came to pit road, he took the second position from Casey Kane, and he was very patient in doing so. Next time, he might not be so patient.
To tell the 9, this is a give and take race, okay? They really wanted to lead a lap, and it was clear I was faster than him, and I will not wait that long next time.
Info, but I'm standing right with him. Everything's okay. He wanted to let you go a couple before that. It's good. It's all good.
Obviously, Greg Biffle, one of those 5 bonus points. Remember, he's second in the championship, just 20 behind Tony Stewart, and very aware that the 20 car not doing so well today.
Is that what you would call this, a give-and-take racetrack, just because it's so fast and so tight?
Yeah, you have to be careful here. And obviously, if you've got somebody that's faster than you and you're still running good like, Casey Kane is, there's no reason to force issues, not this early.
And that's exactly what he's doing there. He's giving the position to this 97 car of Kurt Busch because he realizes the 97 is faster, and if they run around your side-by-side, number 1, they're going to lose some time on the racetrack, and number 2, they might make contact and crash both cars.
There is Tony Stewart running 32nd. That's a brand new race car. First time it ever been on a racetrack was here this weekend.
Tony Stewart this week in Charlotte tested the 20 car for the upcoming race at the Lowe's Motor Speedway, and guess what? Crashed 2 cars, along with Greg Biffle as well crashed 2 cars during testing in Charlotte.
Biffle had a really hard hit. In fact, that crew's been working at the shop. They were working yesterday, might be working today, trying to get that car race ready.
That's a great shot on board Tony Stewart's car. See, there's a lot of traffic up ahead of him. And this is a place where when you're getting on the throttle, you really have to be careful. Your car has to be gripping here to really be aggressive with your race car, because this place is like ice if it's not handling well. You just get after the gas a little bit here. You can see him working the throttle. And he's getting on the throttle really late, which means that his car is either not turning or it's loose. He doesn't have a good handling car right now. Dave, what is his car doing? Because he would be slamming that gas a lot harder, a lot sooner if he had a good race car right now.
You said it well. He does not have a good handling race car, and it's really something in the front end, but it won't turn. That's his main thing. The car will not turn for Tony, and it's a surprise because it was okay yesterday. Today, it won't turn. And Benny, I was going to refer to something you were talking about, crashing that car at Charlotte. The guys were saying that that was one of their new cars, too, that they wrecked at Charlotte, one of those.
Rusty Wallace, Ryan Newman, Matt Kenseth for position. 3 guys in the chase for the Nextel Cup. This is all going on for the 8th position.
New second place, Kurt Busch, 97, has gone by Greg Biffle, taking over that second spot. Now the 97 starts out chasing the 48. Yeah, Jimmy Johnson going to look in the mirror and said, there's a lot of those Roush-Coutiers out there.
All ganging up on him.
See that hole in the door there, the 17 car of Matt Kenseth when he made that contact with Kevin Harvick.
But he runs 9th. Jimmy Johnson up front leads by 0.8 of a second over Kurt Busch. Was in the chase for the championship 1 year ago. Came up 8 points short. Back in it again this year.
Every morning at Lowe's, our crews supply the finest pro-grade materials and equipment. Roll in, load up, roll out.
Taking notes? Just drive.
Lowe's, home of Jimmy Johnson, Team 48, and everyone who gets the job done fast.
This is the most powerful production ATV made. What do you think?
Hey, listen, I was thinking after that shot that I put.
The Outlander 800, 28% more powerful than the Polaris 800, and 25% more than the Kawasaki Brute Force 750. Now with up to 6 times the warranty of the competition, a full 3 years.
Too bad she dumps it. She didn't dump me, we're just taking a break. Right, that's good. Can't believe you locked this thing, man.
Let's roll. Wait, what? I'm driving. Hey, Casey? A little help? Thanks, man. Wait, where are you going? I thought I was driving. Sure you don't want me to drive? I got it, rookie. That's rookie of the year to you, pal.
Whatever the season, when a storm gathers, so do we. The State Farm Catastrophe Team. A full-time force of 2,500 people whose only mission is to be there in times of crisis, working with local State Farm agents to bring help and hope to more people than any other company. And we'll be there for you, too.
Cool.
What's the coolest way for people on the move to pay for gas and convenience items? Speed Pass.
Cool. Really cool.
How do we know? We're drivers too. Link Speed Pass to a credit or check card you already use, and you can make one of the cool moves Ryan Newman does.
TNT Sports live in Dover, Delaware on a beautiful September Sunday afternoon. Sunny, breezy, temperature in the low 70s. Here are AutoZone in the zone drivers at Dover. Mark Martin, 3 straight top 3 finishes. Ryan Newman, 3 wins in his last 5 races. Jeff Gordon, 7 top 10 finishes in his last 10 races here.
I think, BP, you need to fix that.
We better put that, if business doesn't pick up, Jeff Gordon's going to be 7 out of 11 because he is not doing well today.
Running 33rd right now, the 24 car, but Jimmy Johnson all over it. Has led 58 of the 95 laps here.
But he's going to have company, it looks like, possibly.
Some race cars coming?
Yeah, Kurt Busch is starting to reel him in a little bit.
Okay, let's take a look at the championship standings as they run. Long way to go here, over 300 laps at Dover, but look at how things have changed to this point.
The previous leader, Tony Stewart,
not pictured here.
We still don't see him.
There's -6, and that's because Tony Stewart right now is in 32nd spot, and most of the chasers, with the exception of Carl Edwards, are all in the top 13.
Yep. Carl Edwards is back in 24th. Ryan Newman runs 13th, our pole sitter, and the other guys all currently in the top 9. Matt, what's up?
Well, when you look at Jimmy Johnson's stats from this year, you'll notice the last top 5 finish on an oval was back in Chicago in July, but Chad Canals told me yesterday, people are making too much out of the way they've run this summer. They've been very steady. He says, we're very confident where we're sitting coming into this weekend, and they had high expectations for today, and so far, Alan, they're living up to them.
Well, when Kurt Busch got in the wreck in New Hampshire last weekend, Matt, a lot of people started using the word mulligan. Based on the way the chase unfolded last year, they thought you could have one bad finish and still win the championship. But Kurt's crew chief, Jimmy Pettit, told me this morning they don't think that's the case this year. They think they have to win today, and at worst, have a top 5 finish to still be in the hunt. Marty?
Alan, Greg Biffle still in 3rd, and remember his car was loose to start with on the last run. He said this run, it's even looser at the beginning of the run. BP talked about him wrecking in Charlotte and testing. They wrecked 2 cars, as they said there, and Greg said he's about 90% today. Very sore in his shoulders and in his neck area. He said, but when I get in that race car and I start racing, trust me, I'll be 100%. I'll find that extra 10%. And oh yeah, Bill, by the way, the crew is working today, fixing that car, and they said it will be in Kansas in 2 weeks.
Thank you, Marty.
You know, I want to go back to what Alan was reporting about. I mean, you know, we just looked at the points as they run now. And Kurt Busch is sitting in 2nd, but points-wise, he's in 9th. I mean, you know, and that's the thing. Yeah, you could have one bad one, but you know what? Everybody else better have one bad one, too.
That's exactly how it's going to work out. You can have one bad race as long as the other 9 guys have one.
Right.
And that's what happened. We learned that last year.
Each guy in the top 10 last year had a bad race.
Matt?
But Bill, when I talked to Ryan Newman on Wednesday looking at his classic and his race cars, he told me he thinks that might have been just last year. He thinks you're going to see 2 or 3 guys hit a streak and possibly go through the entire chase without having to use the mulligan. So you're going to have to try to be perfect every weekend because you don't know if that indeed will hold true.
I agree with you, Matt, because I think these guys are still learning how to run this last 10 races. You know, this is only the second year, and I agree with you. I think there's going to be some guys that don't have any trouble, and they're going to be shooting it out.
It'll be fun to watch it play out. This is the second race of the 10-race chase for the Nextel Cup. Jimmy Johnson with Kurt Busch closing in after 103 laps at Dover.
Every child should have the opportunity to attend camp, even children with life-threatening illnesses. At the Victory Junction Gang Camp, these special children
get to go swimming, horseback riding,
boating,
fishing,
and do arts and crafts. But most of all,
just be kids.
Above all, during their stay at the camp, the children receive the medical treatments they need without any financial obligations to their families.
So please join us
and support the Victory Junction Gang through your donations.
Join the gang, the Victory Junction Gang.
And feel your heart race.
Hey, Carol, have you met my friend Jimmy Johnson? Lunch today. Sorry, I already have plans with Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson, the Genesis project will save us 30% in the second quarter alone. Don't you think so, Jimmy Johnson? Great story, Jimmy Johnson!
Okay, maybe you can't take Jimmy Johnson to work, but you can take his fuel. Sunoco, the official fuel of NASCAR.
Allstate has just one question. Are you in good hands?
Believe this got thrown like that? The nominees for the Major League Baseball Comeback Player of the Year Award, sponsored by Pfizer, are now online. Vote, and you may win a trip to throw out a ceremonial first pitch at the World Series.
A transformation is upon us. With Sony Vega engine technology, the sports you watch become a picture of extraordinary depth and color. That's what makes the new Grand Vega a Sony. The world's greatest high-definition television. Make it yours at sony.com/HDTV.
Like no other. Sony.
NASCAR Nextel Cup Racing, presented by Viagra from Dover International Speedway on TNT, is brought to you by Allstate, official partner of NASCAR. By Wrangler, real comfortable jeans. And by Sony, transform the way you watch racing with Sony, the world's greatest high-definition television.
Caution is out here at Dover for debris. The field coming to pit road. Dave Burns.
Mark Martin called this first pit stall tricky. Remind me every time that I've got it, and he hits it perfectly for the second time today. The rear end of the car shaky in Mark's words. They make a chassis adjustment, 4 tires and fuel for Mark. Matt.
Jimmy Johnson said they've worked about 95% of the tightness out of the race car with their last stop. They're going to pull a tear off the windshield. Chad Canals told Jimmy, stop a little short in your box so that way you have an easy exit. Steiner.
Greg Biffle, middle of your screen in the 16 car, looser than he was before. Half pound on the left side tires, a half round down on the track bar, and a half round of wedge. 3 changes, Allen.
No adjustments for Kurt Busch on this pit stop. Just going to fire 4 new tires at it. Wondering if he might lead a lap on pit road. Depending on where Jimmy Johnson was pitted, he might lead off pit road.
Kurt Busch. Got it done.
Boy, and you have to tiptoe your way out of there. 100 ridden 10 laps complete here at Dover under caution after debris on the backstretch.
Look, anyone can try out, but not just anyone can make it.
Hey, fan! You better get that label straight.
I don't tolerate imperfections.
Why'd you replace that beer, Smith? Because Miller Lite has great taste. Yes, sir.
You see, with great taste comes great responsibility. Tell me those aren't socks and sandals, Klein. A beer with character deserves a man with character. We have to reflect that.
Introducing Duralast, auto parts built to exceed the need. Alternators built with heavy-duty electronics for longer life. Brake pads built with molded technology for maximum durability. Water pumps built for improved engine cooling with some of the best warranties in the business, all built to exceed the need. Only at AutoZone.
Don't tell me we don't have time to do a fancy lunch. Because now there's McDonald's all-new premium chicken sandwiches. Juicy chicken breasts in my kind of flavors, like the Ranch BLT and the Club. Yep, they're totally 5-star all the way.
It's time to move the Mazdas, so Sycamore Mazda is having a summer clearance. Enjoy warm weather savings on every Mazda on the lot, like a 2005 Mazda Tribute, priced right at just $17,854. Load up the family for summertime picnics in a new MPV, priced right at just $23,201. Stick to the road like glue when you experience the Mazda 6. Yours for just $15,370. Sycamore Mazda's summer clearance, where warm weather savings are waiting for you. Route 23 and Peace Road in Sycamore.
At Menards, we provide the best service and quality products. Make wood beautiful with fast-drying polyurethane from Minwax. It gives lasting protection for only $17.99 a gallon. Top quality Wright door locks with solid brass construction are all on sale. This bright brass knob is $19.99. This satin nickel lever is only $29.99. Service, quality, selection. Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Inside the TNT pit window, Rusty Wallace.
Watches the two-car goes down pit road into his pit box, and the crew does a good job. Have about a 17-second pit stop, a little under 17 seconds. A chassis adjustment in the rear of the car. Around the left side, they're going to change lefts. Now watch as they drop the jack, which signals, that's a signal for the driver to go. He has to back up because the 38 car is pulled in front of him. He can't pull around it.
But you know what? He's got an opening before his pit. So, I mean, how can he do that?
Imagine those guys that don't have the opening.
Yeah.
Also pitted outside the box last week at New Hampshire.
Matt?
Bill, there is an opening, but it's a very small opening, only 9 feet 2 inches, so it's not a full pit box. Rusty is gun shy about what happened last week in New Hampshire, so he's not stopping short enough in his box. He's also worried about pitting out of the box, so he's blocking himself in. Chain reaction then with a 38 of Sadler, and then with a 77 of Quapple. Same deal. The last 2 pit stops, they've all had to try to back up, and they've lost time out their own.
17 car, Kenseth trying to get by the Kane car for the 6th position. That's Casey Kane in the 9.
Robbie Gordon was black flagged for not starting at the back of the field, had to serve a pass-through penalty down pit road. We were just talking about him. He was having a good run up until then.
Yeah, exactly. Now he's a lap down.
Tony Stewart was the lucky dog under that last caution, so he got to come around. He had just been passed by the race leader. So Stewart is on the lead lap, runs 33rd, the final car on the lead lap. There's Tony. Dave, someplace he's not used to being.
No, and they're doing everything to try to make that car turn, Bill. They put a spring rubber in the left front of the car, up on the track bar, air pressure adjustments as well. And one interesting thing to watch, Tony almost pitted too soon under that caution as the lucky dog. The crew had to remind him, hey, you got to go around one more time and pit just before we go back to green. Tony's not used to being the lucky dog, guys.
Now all of a sudden the 12 car, Ryan Newman, who was the fastest qualifier on Friday, is going backwards. Alan, what's going on?
Oh, boy, Benny. Just before that last set of pit stops, Ryan came on the radio about 3 different times, and each time his description of the car's handling was more vivid, all revolving around the same thing. He's losing the front end. They continue to make adjustments on that car. Matt Borland told them they'd take a big swing at it on this pit stop. Doesn't appear like it's getting any better, does it?
Not so far.
That's one of those things here, you want the front tires to feel like they're just eating concrete. That's how you know the car's working. And when you say it's losing the front end, it doesn't feel like you can even feel the steering wheel, like the tires are not even hitting the racetrack.
And to update his teammate Rusty Wallace, who has been inside the top 10 most of the race, has just moved up to the 11th spot after that long stop as exit out of his pit stall. Take a look at the results from our singular wireless call.
The question was, who's going to win the first race, Mark Martin or Rusty Wallace? You folks chose Mark, 60%.
Mark runs 5th. Rusty has moved his way back up to 11th. Remember, you can still text RACE to 191 for a chance to win $1,031. Race leader, Kurt Busch.
I'll tell you what, he is fast, and the last lap was a 1/10 of a second faster than Jimmy Johnson.
He is a motivated individual. Struggled last week after being put in the wall. Finds himself deep in the chase for the championship. Has to work his way back to the front. A little different role for him in 2005.
Each practice session, you stretch yourself thinner, working harder. Instead of going with the known, you try to stretch it and see if something works, maybe out of the box. For us, I mean, it's so difficult to have your whole season set forth, to save all the tests till the end, and to save all your good cars, and then to have the third lap of the chase start off on a bad foot. And so it's a different mindset now. We can't roll to each track with a nice cushion. We have to go and try to erase the deficit that we've been dealt.
And the driver has to be mentally tough.
Mentally tough, I agree. Just like Wally talked about in their pre-race show today.
And these guys, they're going to be, they're going to run good, I believe, the rest of the year. It just, again, goes back to what we talked about earlier. Somebody's going to have problems for them to catch. Because, they're doing what they have to do right now, but so is everybody else that's in the chase.
Right. Well, Kurt had 9 top 10 finishes in the 10-race chase last year. And he's hoping for that again this year. Finishing 35th at New Hampshire a week ago. His best Dover finish, 5th last September.
Chip Murray, 42 car. Running in the 13th spot.
Up front, Kurt Busch leads Jimmy Johnson and Greg Biffle, the defending series champion, trying to put back-to-back Nextel Cups.
I'll be better nervous. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm outside now. What are we gonna do?
Bad idea. Ignoring your car's maintenance. Good idea. Relying on the NASCAR Performance Network to choose a repair shop you're going to love. Just visit NASCAR.com and click on Auto Service.
Introducing the all-new Chevy Impala. Available with the powerful 303 horsepower small block V8 that delivers a remarkable 28 miles per gallon highway. It's a whole new animal. Chevy Impala, an American revolution.
Hey, Peanut. Hey, Marty. You remember when David wrecked that truck at Nashville? Yeah. How'd you guys cut the front end off of it so quick?
You just got to keep it really sharp. What about in Kansas City when Dennis put it in the fence? How'd you guys get out so quick?
This little baby right here.
Craftsman, the official tools of NASCAR at Sears.
Goodbye, TV. DLP Picture Technology is here. It'll change the way you see HD TV. DLP technology from Texas Instruments. Be sure your next TV has it.
Cool.
What's the coolest way for people on the move to pay for gas and convenience items? Speed Pass.
Cool. Really cool.
How do we know? We're drivers too. Link Speed Pass to a credit or check card you already use, and you can make one of the cool moves Ryan Newman does.
September 23rd, 2001, the NASCAR community gathered for an emotional day here at Dover, the first race following the attacks of 9/11. Fans and drivers waved American flags in a pre-race tribute. Then Dale Earnhardt Jr. took the checkered flag, then the American flag for an unforgettable victory lap. For more Wrangler 5-star finishes, log on to NASCAR.com. Boy, get goosebumps just thinking about that day.
And Junior's not going to win today because, folks, early on in the race, he had a brake situation, and currently he's back in 39th, 7 laps down. Alan, did they ever figure out what happened to the brakes?
Well, the answer is BP, no. During the last caution, Junior came on the radio, and he and Tony Uri Jr. talked about it. He said, the brake pedal went to the floor. I jumped out of the gas, came down pit road. We told you earlier about all they went through to check the car out. Junior said the pedal is still very, very soft. It's still got a vibration in it, but he's got some brakes. He said, I guess maybe I reacted a little too quickly. I'll give you everything I've got the rest of the day, and we'll see what we can get back.
So Dale Earnhardt Jr. is deep in the field. Tony Stewart is deep in the field. Carl Edwards runs 21st. Stewart is back in 28th. Those are two of the chasers outside the top 20. Up front, Kurt Busch leads. Let's take you through the field. Here's AB.
Well, you know, things are going pretty well for a driver when, since the restart, he says nothing. Kurt Busch, no adjustments on the last pit stop, took the lead on that pit stop, and he's trying to pull away. Matt?
Jimmy Johnson runs in second. Now, he hasn't said anything on the radio, but the car looks great on the stopwatch. He's 0.2 of a second faster a lap than the 97 of Kurt Busch. Snyder.
Greg Biffle turning some very good lap times. They came on the radio and they said, in fact, the only car better than you right now, Mark Martin. Dad Greg was the June winner here, but he's not driving the same race car. This one won at Texas and California, Dave.
Former Dover winner Mark Martin says there is no cooler racetrack to go to. He loves racing this place. As we mentioned, though they're working on a little bit of a rear-end problem in that car, at least the handling-wise, the car is operating very well for Mark. Allen.
Well, before the race, Matt Kenseth told me he thought his car was solid, not spectacular. That's about a good description of his day. He started 11th, he's running 5th. Marty?
Kyle Busch came on the radio about 10 laps ago, told his team the last change guys did not help. This set of tires is way tighter than the last set of tires. We have to make more changes. Casey Kane, too, came on the radio, said, guys, we are not catching the 48 car by what we're doing. Let's undo the last track bar adjustment. The car loose as it's been all day long. Jeremy Mayfield, his teammate right behind him, however, running fairly well. Car's a little bit loose. Takes a while to come in, but once it does, car very fast for Jeremy, Matt.
The best running Ganassi car right now belongs to the 40 of Sterling Marlin. Now, they fought some tight issues earlier on, but the car is starting to come around. Rusty Wallace, 10th on the racetrack. Now, this is his final season. Retirement day is November 20th. So what is it? Is the rest of the season going to go very slow or very fast? This is what Rusty thought.
I hope it seems like it's a long time because I'm really not ready to retire right yet. I'm having too good a time. My car's running great. We're third in the points. On the other hand, you want it to end pretty quick because you don't want to lose any points, and you want to stay on top of your game like I am right now. It's very tense, and I've told everybody we need to take one race at a time, and every single race to me right now is the most important race in the world. I'm not thinking 3 or 4 races down the road, and let alone another year down the road. I'm thinking everything is the most important, and that's the way I've did it the last 15 races, and it's really paid dividends when it comes to getting me these points.
What a way to go out in Nextel Cup competition to have a chance to win a championship. Rusty's team made some minor changes to work on the tight condition above the corner. He currently runs in the 10th position.
Kurt Busch runs up front by 0.7 of a second over Jimmy Johnson. Greg Biffle is third. Let's continue to go through the field, Alan.
Yeah, Joe Nemechek having a steady, solid day. Bill started 9th. He's running 11th. Joe reporting a little bit of help needed on the front end of his car, but overall, it's just not too bad. Matt?
Last fall, Casey Mears in the 41 had a great run going. He was up to 8th, and then he cut a right front tire. About 15 laps ago, he came on the radio and said, I think I've got a tire going down. The crew jumped up on the wall, but he still has not come in. His teammate, Jamie McMurray, told me he's almost mentally better prepared for non-impound weekends when you have Saturday to work on the race car after qualifying. Currently, he runs in the 13th position, not having a bad day, Alan.
Brian Vickers took the green flag back in 26th place. You see he's up to 13th now. His last radio transmission to the crew, they have made a lot of progress on the handling of the car. He said, quote, we're slowly creeping up on it. Matt?
Now, Elliott Sadler runs 15th. Now, he has a traction problem on the racetrack. He's sliding the nose. But on pit road, his team also having a traction problem and trying to take care of it. Rodney Fetters, the Jag man, was spraying Coca-Cola on the concrete to try to get some traction control and also spraying it on that black line of paint, which is the outline of the pit box. And how sticky was it? When I walked over it in pre-race, my shoe kicked the entire black paint up off the concrete. Snyder.
Kevin Harvick trying to work his way back up through the field. At one point in this race, he was 32nd. Remember the lap 69 contact he had with a 17 car. The left front fender Todd Barrier tells me is about halfway fixed. The car has been tight for Kevin. He said the biggest thing we need is track position, Alan.
Well, not too good for Ryan Newman, the man who started on pole and led the opening 30 laps of the race. We talked about him complaining that the front end of the car is being lost as far as grip is concerned. Now he says when cars get up behind him, he loses the back end too. He's back to 17th, Dave.
The last time Kyle Petty won a Nextel Cup race, it was right here at Dover. That was 317 starts ago for Kyle. That was back in 1995, having a great run today in the top 20. 31 of Jeff Burton having a great run as well. On that last pit stop, the car was better according to Jeff. They took a little more air pressure out of the left front. The car was still just a little bit tight. And as for Ricky Rudd, his car wanted to spin out on every lap, but not too bad. They made a slight air pressure adjustment for Ricky in that 21 car. Matt?
Now just outside the top 20 is Carl Edwards, one of the chase drivers, currently in 23rd. Bob Osborne is not only calling out Carl's lap times for him, but he's also calling out the lap times of the car in front, the Rabbit that he's trying to chase down, but also the guy behind. So Carl has an idea how he is running, Dave, but right now he is tight. What about the 20 team?
Still tight right now, Matt. 2 cautions ago, though, the 20 team got their best news of all. Tony Stewart being the cheerleader for this group. He said, guys, keep your heads up. We've got 400 laps to try to get this thing competitive, and they will work on this car all afternoon.
Dave Blaney in the 07, Jeff Gordon in the 24. That's for the 21st position. Marty on Jeff Gordon.
And Bill, they started 25th. They have literally, just to be honest, gone nowhere today. The car has been tight for most of the afternoon. The first 2 or 3 runs was very tight. They made a series of track bar and air pressure adjustments for Jeff Gordon. Now the car too loose. Just can't find the middle ground. Jeff, though, on the radio, very calm, still cheering his team on.
Dave Blaney in that 07 car. The car won't turn real well for him today, but they've only made minor adjustments, and a big boost for them is they started running the same types of body configurations as their teammates have have been running. The car felt much better for Dave this weekend. They look forward to better runs in the final races of this season.
Thanks, guys. And just to underscore the Tony Stewart situation, 13 consecutive top 10 finishes. The last time he finished outside the top 10 was at Pocono in June when he finished 29th.
And the car behind him right now is the leader, Kurt Busch. Right there.
And the way Kurt Busch is running, the way Tony Stewart is running, in just a few laps, Tony Stewart's 20 car will be once again a lap down.
Right, he got the lucky dog once already today.
And I thought we had a caution flag just a couple of laps ago. Tony's teammate, Bobby Labonte, went very high down in 3 and 4, like he had a flat tire or something, and he is on pit road on the apron, coming towards pit road in the 18 car.
Difficult season for Bobby Labonte.
I'll say. Boy, that's an understatement.
Doesn't get any tougher than what he's had going this year.
Different paint scheme this week for the MBNA RacePoints 400. To his pit stall and the attention of his crew. Kurt Busch is the race leader. He has led 46 laps so far today. Would like to get the bonus points for leading the most laps. We'll see how that plays out. Long way to go at Dover.
This is who I am. This is where I'm from. This is what I believe in when the day is done. This is Budweiser. This is clear. Budweiser. The king is here. This is Budweiser. This is weird.
Look at this! This is amazing! Oh my! There's a spot right there. It's too small. Think I can back in? Casey Kane.
Your rates shouldn't go up just because of an accident. Introducing Allstate Your Choice Auto Insurance with accident forgiveness.
So, Mr. I know everything about Nextel Cup. Think you're tough enough to tear up the track at Homestead? Well, Ford and Nextel are giving 9 fans a chance to trade paint, to bump and run. You ever been on national TV? Drop the green flag? Riding a pace car? Then log on, because only one gets to take home this crown.
Earn your right to compete. Visit racetothedream.com.
No way, man. I'm going to be hanging with Sadler.
It's good chicken.
Chicken. Chicken. Chicken. Chicken.
Chicken! Ow!
Get your chicken on with McDonald's Chicken Select Strips and new premium chicken sandwiches. Try the irresistible Ranch BLT or the enticing club. Available only at McDonald's.
Are you with me?
Hell no.
I got 5 stops to make.
Hurry!
Hi! Fantastic.
Yeah. HBO On Demand and Cinemax On Demand. It's the best thing to happen to TV since HBO.
Transform the way you watch NASCAR. TNT and Sony HD TV proudly present today's race in high definition. 162 laps of 400 complete at Dover. Kurt Busch is the race leader, followed by Jimmy Johnson, Mark Martin, Greg Biffle, and Matt Kenseth. And guess who the first car not on the lead lap is?
Not anymore. Not anymore. He's the second car. That's bad news for Tony Stewart. He just was lapped. Now, Kurt Busch, the leader's going by other lap cars. He just put Tony Raines a lap down.
And now Scott Briggs. Yep.
So Tony can't get the lucky dog until he goes up and passes those cars.
The way Kurt's running right now, he's going to put a lot more cars down a lap.
Well, and Jimmy Johnson right behind him is running very well, too, and then Mark Martin back in third.
And Mark Martin might be faster than any of them currently at this point.
I think he paces himself, Benny. Mark does. He knows what he's got. He knows when to use it. Mark Martin in what he thought was going to be his final season in the Nextel Cup Series. That probably is no longer the case. But why has he been so happy all year long?
Arlene and Matt have supported me on this incredibly difficult task, 2005, and have made it better for me than I could have ever dreamed. The fans have certainly made it better for me than I ever could have dreamed. Pat Tryson and the Viagra team are giving me great race cars, and it's going good on the racetrack. I'm working with great teammates that have given me more respect than I deserve, and I just feel like the luckiest guy in the world right now.
Well, he deserves a lot of respect. 4-time runner-up in the championship.
But he's not going to be able to ride off into the sunset in 2005, I don't believe. I talked to him this morning, and you know, with all the situations going on with Jack Roush and all the teams that he has, Jack Roush has, it looks like that Mark is going to have to hang around in 2006 and drive this 6 car.
That's not a bad car to hang around.
No, it's not bad. Yeah, if you're going to drive, you might as well have one that can win races and maybe win a championship. But ever see Jack Roush watching his cars go around the racetrack?
So Mark's going to run a handful of truck races next year, as it plays out right now. A handful of truck races next year, and this car full-time.
This car full-time, and a couple of Busch races next year. So his plate went from being half full to all the way full next year.
That's Greg Biffle in the 16, racing his teammate. Mark in 3rd, Biffle in 4th.
A lot of traffic in front of him right now, too. Jimmy Johnson working the traffic.
Hey, Marty, what's the 16 car doing running high? Do you know?
Well, BP, he's trying to find some different lines. He's asked for times on every lap so he can see what lap times are better. You see him trying to catch his teammate Mark Martin. And this is the part of the run where the 16 car gets better. The longer they run, the better this car gets. In fact, he was asking for Mark's lap times and his teammate Matt Kenseth's lap times, who is behind him. He thinks he has a better car right now than Mark. Just a question of getting through all this traffic quicker than Mark.
4 Roush cars in the top 5. Busch, Martin, Biffle, and Kenseth. Jimmy Johnson in the 48 Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports. Behind them, a couple of Dodges. Casey Kane and Sterling Marlin has worked his way to 7th.
Hey, you can't, he's working that different line. You can't pass somebody by just following him.
Right.
So Biffle's one of those guys that will, he'll follow a guy for a couple laps and then he'll start looking around.
There's Sterling now back up front. Jimmy Johnson chasing the leader, Kurt Busch. Johnson has led 73 laps already today. Kurt, 62. And they both want to lead the most laps. Because if you lead the most laps, you get 5 bonus points.
And we can see that Kurt is having trouble keeping his car on the very bottom of the racetrack. Jimmy Johnson, 48, not having that problem.
Well, some of that might be now that the 48 gets back on the 97's rear bumper. It's going to loosen him up if he gets close. What's he saying, Matt?
He says the car, Wally, a little harsher on the bumps this run, but his spotter, Craig Osborne, crazy, telling him, just keep doing what you're doing. The 97 is searching around, trying to find a better line. You are just so hooked up on the bottom.
You search for your line, but you watch the other guy's line.
Sure,
right?
you do. And as you see, the 48, okay, I think I'm going to try it up here and see if I can get a better run off of 4 this time. Maybe that'll help. But you can't search too long because the guy behind you, Mark Martin, is also gaining on you. So you don't want to get up in that line that doesn't really work because you'll lose a lot of time there.
Dave, how about that 6 machine?
You've seen him moving in there, haven't you, Weber?
Yes, sir.
He has been running him down in his report on that car a lot better than the last run. So that small adjustment they made, a wedge adjustment in the rear of the car, has really helped that. And Mark said, you can give me more of that next time, too, if you want.
Mark Martin started 7th today. His last win came 50 races ago, right here at Dover, when he started 7th. Car in the wall. Scott Wimmer. And the caution is out. Lap 175.
Right front tire lost the air in that 22 car, and when that happens, car goes straight in the wall.
Right to the garage stair, it gets junk.
I'd agree with you, Scott.
Yeah, that's not something you fix out on pit lane.
He would have been the lucky dog. So you know what that means?
There is no lucky dog. Is that right?
That's exactly right.
A little right front, didn't enter one.
Now we know what happened. See if we can see something here. Look at the upper right-hand portion of your screen.
There he is, just going in the wall.
And Mark Martin might have had a look at this. He's thinking, stay up there.
Up against the wall. You're clear. Yellow's out. Yellow's out.
If there's anywhere, as far as hitting the safer barriers go, that you're glad they're here. I've seen so many cars blow right front tires going into turn one, and I mean, it is, you don't slow down a bit until you hit the wall.
And Mark Martin is saying, thank you for keeping that car up against the wall.
Here they come, Dave.
That wrench that you put in the rear window on the right side, that can help the car turn better. And you can crank it a lot of turns, but they only want 1/4 turn. Mark said, don't do much, just give me a little. More tires and fuel for him. Matt.
Jimmy Johnson peels off to his pit box, so they're going to make a slight air pressure adjustment, no chassis adjustment. Jimmy says he just needs a little bit of help getting back into the gas. Snyder.
Greg Biffle, bottom of your screen in the 16 car. Doug Richard, the crew chief, said, point your car out. We don't want to get blocked in by Kevin Harvick, who you see pulling in right in front of him. Car just a little bit tight, half pound onto both left side tires. Alan?
After the caution came out, Kurt Busch said, I white-knuckled it that whole last run. Let's do something to help the right rear. They made an adjustment, but they did not hold the lead on the pit stops.
So the car's off of pit road. Want to be a jackman in the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series? It's a lot of work. You got to jack the car, help with the tires, and you got to get back to the jack. More help with the tires around to the other side of the car. Whereas you out just watching. Under caution at Dover.
Police forces, bodies protecting, prosecuting, law and order. The people possess a fundamental right for law and order.
Law and Order, weeknights at 7 on TNT.
From the studio that brought you Ghost in the Shell, Cartoon Network is proud to present IGPX, premiering Saturday, November 5th at 10 p.m. Life of Fastlane, only T-Lobby.
10 laps to go. Marvo Roberts takes the lead. That might be the greatest move ever.
They're both in trouble. Yarbrough slipped by. That might be the greatest move ever. There he goes. Waltrip goes low to take Petty. We just saw the greatest move ever. Earnhardt's course low. He's in the grass. He saves it. That could be the greatest move ever. They're neck and neck. They touch. They touch. I can't believe it. Wow, that's the greatest move you'll ever see.
Here's to the next great moment in NASCAR history. We're proud to be a part of it. Sprint. Yes, you can.
Oh boy, I think we're about to hear some phones ringing. No doubt, Dale. This is a radiator for a 1999 Chevrolet C2500 pickup. Item number PFR 192547. This is a real thing of beauty, folks. Amazing craftsmanship, Dale. And that thing holds a lot of coolant. Okay, nobody panic. Everything's cool. Yep, that's a Napa radiator. I'm sure it's fine.
Dear Daryl, you've become quite the famous entertainer. You're not going Hollywood on us, are you?
No, not this year. Sincerely, Darrell Waltrip.
Toyota, moving forward.
Believe this got thrown like that? The nominees for the Major League Baseball Comeback Player of the Year Award, sponsored by Pfizer, are now online. Vote, and you may win a trip to throw out a ceremonial first pitch at the World Series.
I've got 3 pizzas here for Mr. NASCAR.
That's mine.
I'm Mr. NASCAR.
No, I'm Mr. Nats. Oh, those are mine.
I'm Mr. NASCAR.
It's the 555 deal from Domino's. Buy 3 or more medium one-topping pizzas and they're all just $5 each. Get the door, it's Domino's.
Fields doubling up here at Dover for the restart. Here's our Miller race pack. Championship leaders coming into Dover. They've won 10 of 71 races, and the last time it happened, 10 years ago. Jeff Gordon.
Long time ago.
Tony Stewart came in as the championship leader, right?
Yeah, so I think we're going to continue on that 11 years now.
Tony Stewart, 1 lap down, 25th. Greg Biffle leads on the restart.
Jimmy Johnson in the 48 car is really surrounded by Roush. He's 5th with 4 Roush cars in front of him.
Cautions breed cautions.
Whoa! Kurt Busch up the track. Junior's second spot is 7 laps down.
And he restarted next to the leader. When Tony Stewart, who's only 1 lap down, was 3rd in line, behind the 8 and the 7 of Robbie Gordon.
I'll tell you what, that 8 was going to be fast today, wasn't he?
Yep, he had a good race car. He's had a good race car all day. About to show the leader just how good it is. Get one of his laps back the hard way.
The old-fashioned way.
Old-fashioned way.
Junior had a brake problem early in the race. As you watch the ticker go by, the names highlighted in Nextel Cup yellow are the drivers in the chase for the championship. 5 of them, running 1 through 5. Rusty Wallace back in 8th. For some of the other chasers, Carl Edwards in the 99. He's in some traffic. Dale Jarrett.
Carl Edwards 99, Dale Jarrett 88 have run together, seemed like all day long. Jeff Gordon trying to go by on the inside. They're going to be 3 wide. Careful, boys.
This is back about 22nd place.
There's Vickers back there, the 25 car.
And Gordon and Brian Vickers too fast exiting pit road under the caution. They had to restart at the tail end of the longest line. So whether you're in the chase or not in the chase, you can't make mistakes.
And you mentioned Sterling Marlin having that good run earlier, Bill.
Yeah. Is that who I heard?
He just went by on the, and it seemed like the cylinder is missing on that 40 car. They battle for the lead. Kurt Busch, 97, gets on the inside of his teammate and says, "I want to lead a while. Some more."
Some more would be right. Has already led 68 laps. Biffle has led 14. Jimmy Johnson has led the most laps so far today, 73. Ryan Newman, the pole sitter, currently runs 13th after leading 30 laps early in the race. There's Ryan Newman, back there in the 13th spot, Alan.
Yeah, after starting on pole, we've talked about how Ryan was complaining about his car's handling. Listen to this between he and Matt Borlander, this last caution about maybe what the driver was doing behind the wheel.
I finally tightened up enough, but I still couldn't turn good enough in the middle of 1 and 2, so I just slowed down my entry, started running the bottom like I usually do when I got a tight enough car to do it. Maybe a little bit overdriving the car because of the lack of grip, but all I was doing was just putting the left front on the apron all the way around.
So Ryan and Matt following that up with a discussion on what adjustments they'll continue to try and make on this car, but it's not all about turning the wrenches. Sometimes it's about what you do behind the wheel to try and make the car handle better.
And we see those guys all the time trying to move it. Last week at Loud, New Hampshire, Ryan Newman, the 12 car, was running the high line. When Tony Stewart got by him, he moved down to follow Tony more closely and found out lower he was faster.
How about an update on Sterling, Matt Yocum?
Tough day for Sterling Marlin. Had a great top 10 run going. Something amiss with the motor. He's just trying to hang on at this point. Not sure how much longer. Looks like he's peeling it off to possibly hit pit road.
Not much longer, Matt. You're right. That is a tough break. Sterling in his last year in that car. These guys are putting down some fast laps.
I'm telling you, Kurt Busch, last time by was a quarter of a second faster than the second place car of Greg Biffle.
There's Kurt. By 0.8 of a second over Greg Biffle. Roush cars run first, second, third, and fourth.
I hope you girls are getting ready for bed. I'll be up there in a few minutes.
3 minutes.
Ready or not, here I come.
Free with unlimited online bill pay. Bank of America. Higher standards.
I'm wherever I want to be as I'm riding on the boulevard. If you want, you can come with me. We can ride on down the boulevard. I'm wherever I want to be as I'm riding on.
Introducing the Suzuki Boulevard line of cruisers. Choose your boulevard.
The Dave Burger.
Liz Burger.
That's the Rick Burger. At Wendy's, you get a hamburger you can truly call your own. You choose how much beef you want, the fresh toppings you want. Cheese, lettuce, tomato, bacon, cheese, the works. So your hamburger, my hamburger, tastes exactly the way you want. You live by your own rules. You should eat by your own rules. Do Wendy's. Do what tastes right.
Are the kids outgrowing their bedroom furniture? Then come into Harold's and browse the area's largest selection of furniture for your youngster. From daybeds for the little princess to bunk beds for the budding sports star. We will help you make even the fussiest kids jump for joy.
Because it's just our size.
Harold's Furniture, furnishings for everyone in the family on Route 30 in Rock Falls. And remember, get 2 prices, make 1 ours.
Hi, I'm Chad Nicholas, Marketing Officer at the First National Bank in Amboy. At our bank, we have always understood the importance of placing our customers and community first. Our unique community banking concept provides you with the service, confidentiality, and convenience that you deserve, but also offers a full range of the latest and most innovative banking services available to meet both your personal and business needs.
Now more than ever, we're your community bank, the First National Bank in Amboy, the first.
That was 1 week ago, Loud, New Hampshire, the first race in the chase for the Nextel Cup. Kurt Busch out of the race basically on lap 3. Ended up coming back out and finishing 35th, picking up 24 big points. But it was a day of tempers and tirades at New Hampshire and differing opinions on why guys lose their cool and what should happen after they do.
A lot of pressure at this time of year. Everybody's wanting to do good, so I don't know that it'll be any different this week and from here on, because if you continue to get people that have been hit in situations that continues for them, then you're probably going to have some more tempers, and it's just the nature of the business. If you haven't sat in our seat and understand what we're going through, then you have no idea. You might say, how can somebody do something like that? Until you've sat in here, don't come with me with that question.
They need to go back to the way it was 20 years ago, in my opinion. I mean, the reason that you see guys pay each other back on the racetrack is because we're not allowed to do anything after the races are over. You're not allowed to confront another driver. You're not allowed to handle it in ways that used to pretty much get it handled right away, and it used to end there. But, NASCAR's kind of playing Big Brother on this topic, and, there's a reason they do it. And I'm sure it's a reason that we all don't understand, but just my opinion, I mean, if they let us handle it the way we all used to, I mean, things used to resolve themselves in a very quick manner when you had to face up to the guy face to face after something like that happened. And when you put us all in 3,400-pound cars, and that's been the only avenue of places that has been allowed to. So they've kind of created their own problem there.
Kevin LePage has just brought out the caution here at New Hampshire.
I love what Jared said.
You do?
Yeah, because you don't know. I mean, everybody can sit here and watch TV and go, well, he should have done this. These guys drive these race cars angry. Mm-hmm. And, when something happens or somebody takes you out, or you think somebody takes you out, it's like the Old West. You want to whip out the 6-shooters and go. I mean, You want instant justice right now. And it's hard not to do that.
There's our lucky dog recipient, Tony Stewart.
But he is a throwback racer, and he would have enjoyed racing 20 years ago.
But 20 years ago was a lot different because the drivers then worked on the race cars.
Okay.
And they were not going to tear up the race cars. Yes, after the race was over in the garage area, they wanted to yell at each other. Sometimes they'd throw us a fist. But they did get it settled in the garage area.
We'll keep an eye on that. Let's go to Dave.
A very calm Mark Martin said the car was much tighter this time. I need more wedge into the right rear. They make that adjustment. Take a windshield tear off the windshield. Give me a Gatorade. Send me back out. Matt.
Jimmy Johnson said the car was a little free on that run. Wasn't sure if it was the tires or the air pressure adjustment they made. Going to go back on the air pressures to Snyder.
Greg Biffle, 16-car middle of your screen. The car very good on that run. They talked about some changes. Greg said it was very good. No changes. Alan.
Just a quarter pound of air out of the right rear tire for Kurt Busch. That's the only change they're going to make. He's not going to get off pit road first. In fact, a little traffic jam there. Look out.
And some tire strategy here at Dover. Elliott Sadler picked up 12 positions. Jeremy Mayfield 12. Dale Jarrett 12. 2 tire stops. Now this is Kurt Busch sliding past Kevin LePage. You got to be good. You have got to be lucky, especially if you're in the chase for the Nextel Cup. Under caution at Dover.
The secret is out. Las Vegas is coming to TNT. And Tuesday night at 10, Sin City is hotter than ever. The hit series Las Vegas, Tuesdays at 10, beginning Tuesday night on TNT. Coming to TNT.
I saw a murder 27 years ago, and you're just telling us now? He killed my mother. She should remember.
Question is, does she want to? Cold Case, beginning Tuesday night at 11 on TNT.
No way, man. Oh, yeah! Woo! Wow, I'd just like to thank NASCAR RacePoints and their partners for giving me the opportunity to earn enough points to get this jacket. Yeah!
Get official NASCAR stuff with NASCAR RacePoints. Earn points toward rewards with NASCAR partners. Just go to NASCAR.com, click on NASCAR RacePoints, and learn how to earn 1,000 bonus points. It's enough to make any fan excited. NASCAR RacePoints, the official rewards program of NASCAR.
There's a change taking place, a wave of self-expression, and it's being driven by people with a vision to live life, not by some rule book, but on their own terms. Star Motorcycles. We build it, you make it your own, exclusively at your Yamaha dealer.
The Melted Swiss has again proven more than I can resist. Though it takes great inner strength to forego the crispy option, today I shall instead have my chicken club grilled. Oh, and can you kindly recommend a drink with that, monsieur?
Indulge your sophisticated side with McDonald's new premium chicken sandwiches. They're the tastiest flavor combinations, made fresh daily with first-class ingredients.
Dude, can you buy lunch? Promise not to tell anyone about this.
CarQuest, the official auto parts supplier for Hendrick Motorsports. We're proudly serving a world in motion.
Believe this got thrown like that? The nominees for the Major League Baseball Comeback Player of the Year Award, sponsored by Pfizer, are now online. Vote, and you may win a trip to throw out a ceremonial first pitch at the World Series.
Coming to TNT, secrets unfold, enemies collide, and drama has never looked so good. A-Race, beginning tomorrow night at 6 on TNT.
Elliott Sadler is the race leader. The field comes to get the green. Elliott Sadler, Brian Vickers, Jeremy Mayfield, Dale Jarrett. 2 tire stops after about 25 laps of green flag racing.
I think that was a perfect time to try that, see just how well the car is going to work with 2 tires instead of 4.
At Dover, this is when the race really begins, just past the halfway mark.
You're right. That's where everybody's just positioning themselves up to this point.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I don't know. Don't ask me to repeat it.
I won't, but I'm getting the tape.
Wow. Lots of traffic right there.
Tony Stewart was the lucky dog. He runs 24th, the last car on the lead lap.
And Tony Stewart's car, to me, looks like it's getting better. I would think that Tony is going to be passing cars and going forward. As I say that, the sun comes back out. Some clouds had come in. It looked like that might have made the 20 car a little bit better. Now the sun is back out. We'll see how things work out for Tony Stewart.
Here comes those fresher tires.
Yep.
Past the 2 tires, or fresher 4 tires, I should say. For Busch.
Mayfield took 2, Kurt took 4. How about the 19, Snutter?
Indeed, Bill, they did take 2 tires, and last week at New Hampshire, Slugger Labby was very self-critical of his last call to bring Jeremy to pit road. Felt like he cost that team 10 spots. Jeremy finished 16th in that race, so he said, today I will be much more aggressive. Thus, the 2 tire stop right now. Alan?
Benny and Wally, you guys were just talking about the sun coming back out. Jimmy Bennett, Kurt Busch's crew chief, told me this morning that the temperature doesn't really affect this track so much as the rubber buildup does as the day goes on. They continue to try and adjust this car so it's better as that light-colored racing surface gets blacker the more laps are put on it and we get closer to the finish.
Jerry Mayfield about to lose another spot to Matt Kenseth in 17.
Kenseth took 4.
And Mayfield will continue to lose a few spots. Then he'll settle in. I think he'll settle in around 9th, 10th, 11th.
And he was 15th before the stop and currently runs, in the top 5. So you hope these things work out for you over the long haul. You can't really judge them with immediate results. On board with Mark Martin.
You can see how much faster Mark is through the center of the corner.
Elliott Sadler was 13th before the pit stop. Mark making the move inside the 19 for position. So another position for the 6 car. Puts Mark up in the top 5. All chasing Elliott Sadler, 13th before the stop. Took 2 tires, came out first. A lot of changes at Robert Yates Racing this past week. Robert Yates said he didn't sleep the entire week following Richmond when Sadler missed the chase. So they decided to make some changes over there, and here's what Elliott thought.
We've had a pretty frustrating season, not only me, but also the 88, and we were all looking for changes, and I think putting Todd and Dale back together was a good decision on Robert's part. I mean, I think Dale's been missing that a little bit and needed that good, strong iron fist on his race team, and I think Todd can definitely fill that spot. So, it's going to leave us searching a little bit on the 38 car for a couple races, but I think we got a great support group, and we'll get us a good crew chief and get back to business.
The interim crew chief is Kevin Buster, team engineer. In fact, he was voted.
Matt Kenseth just called in, told his crew, be ready, I think I've got a flat tire. One of the championship contenders, the first of them with a major problem today here at Dover as he comes down pit road.
Left rear, I believe, Alan.
He's trying to feel that out on the car itself, Wally. Yeah, there you go. Left sides only was the call.
And we can see that left rear tire is in fact flat.
Was running 4th.
Coming from left rear, guys. Left rear, left sides only. Remember, pick up on the car here. Here we are.
On the previous lap, Matt Kenseth was 2nd in the championship standings, but this is all happening under green. A track that really bit him a year ago, Alan.
Yeah, well, just the left side's changed, and Matt's heading back out. We'll see how much it costs him, and we'll check and see if this tire was cut down or what might have happened.
And sometimes we criticize NASCAR for throwing the caution flag for debris, and we look around and we don't see any big chunk of debris, but it doesn't take much debris to puncture these tires.
So Matt Kenseth back out on the racetrack, one of the 10 contenders in the chase for the Nextel Cup. There's the race leader, Elliott Sadler.
Got a flat right with us here, Robbie.
Maybe more problems for Matt Kenseth.
All right, 10-4 already.
He just said he thought he might have a right rear flat as well as what just came over the Matt Kenseth radio.
Out for a couple laps here, but it don't feel right. The piece of debris was like 6 feet long, and the whole car hit it.
That's a big piece of debris.
Kenseth currently 32nd, 1 lap down. So he went from 4th.
The debris was the width of the whole car. I probably hit it without 4 tires.
From 4th to 32nd. And he immediately went from 2nd in the standings all the way back to 9th. That's how quickly things can change, and still over 175 laps to go at Dover this afternoon. There are the standings as they run in the chase for the Cup. Tony Stewart has worked his way back into the top 5. Currently runs 22nd on the track. And there you see Matt all the way back to 9th. We'll keep an eye on the Kenseth situation. Elliott Sadler with a 2-tire stop leads Kurt Busch, Greg Biffle, Mark Martin, and Jimmy Johnson at Dover.
Well, you never know when you might encounter a beer without character. That's why we test our recruits for every situation.
Great tasting, next filler, middle light.
No, we're not superheroes. More like ministers of culture.
Intentional taste mask. Character, substance, personal style.
A lot of people have great taste and don't even know it. We help them see their potential.
Intentional taste mask.
Intentional taste mask.
Don't cry on me.
I teach taste. That's what I do.
Character.
Whatever the season, when a storm gathers, so do we. The State Farm Catastrophe Team. A full-time force of 2,500 people whose only mission is to be there in times of crisis. Working with local State Farm agents to bring help and hope to more people than any other company. And we'll be there for you too.
I've got sunshine on a cloud.
On a cloudy day.
When it's cold outside, I've got the month of May.
Well,
I guess you said, what can make me feel? What can make me feel this way? My girl, my girl, my girl. Talking about my girl.
that's all right, dog. You made the song his own.
Little Debbie, unwrap a smile.
I'm gonna take the shortcut. Well now, where's the fire, boys? Oh, fresh toasted sandwiches. Well, get those babies home before they get cold.
Fresh toasted sandwiches from Subway restaurants.
I'm hungry. You hungry?
Sponsors of Greg Biffle and Car 16.
NASCAR Nextel Cup Series racing from Dover, Delaware on TNT, presented by Viagra. 228 laps are on the board of 400. Elliott Sadler is the race leader after using pit strategy, a 2-tire stop to get to the front.
I bet that Aflac duck has a lot of good things he could tell us.
You think? Yeah. Well, do it.
Folks, cue the duck.
Time for our Aflac trivia question.
The last drivers sweep both Dover races and win championship in the same season.
For the lead on the screen, Kurt Busch under Elliott Sadler. For the lead.
Jeff Gordon. I don't know. And the answer is, oh man,
Bill Elliott, back in 1988.
Had to go a long way back.
Yeah, our Aflac trivia question. Bill still doing some driving for Ray Evernham and working with Ray's drivers. Matt, how about that 38 car? Oh, do you see Kurt Busch? Sorry, Matt.
Yes, I saw that, Bill, and that's the same problem with the 38. Elliott Sadler says too loose to race Busch. He's just trying to settle in. And BP, you were inquiring about that 2-tire stop for Elliott Sadler. Kevin Buskirk, the interim crew chief, said, Elliott, let's try 2 tires. Elliott agreed, and it got them that track position.
Looks like a great call to me. Car has been pretty competitive with those 2 tires.
And it's working out for his teammate Dale Jarrett, who has his crew chief Todd Parrott. They're reunited.
And Jeremy Mayfield is still maintaining that 6th position.
Up front, Kurt Busch, the race leader, defending series champion, trying to make up some ground after last week's disaster at Loudon.
The Chevy employee discount for everyone is counting down. It absolutely ends Friday, September 30th. Time is running out to get employee pricing on every 2006 full-size truck. From Chevy, the #1 selling cars, trucks, and SUVs in America. Right now, the 2006 Silverado half-ton regular cab WT starts for less than $16,200. Hurry, it all ends Friday. See your local Chevy dealer today.
Hand me that there,
Reg?
Yeah. What do you think? I got that at church or something?
What?
It puts money in your wallet in case you're like flat on your back.
Never heard of it.
Well, you can get it at work.
Get what?
Aflac. Ask about it at work.
Believe this got thrown like that? The nominees for the Major League Baseball Comeback Player of the Year Award, sponsored by Pfizer, are now online. Vote, and you may win a trip to throw out a ceremonial first pitch at the World Series.
Get in the zone. AutoZone.
If your car's got a dirty air filter, it's robbing your horsepower and killing your gas mileage. Get to AutoZone and replace your air filter today. Get in the zone.
AutoZone.
New Simplicity Conquest. It's the perfect blend of performance and comfort. With all its power, all its convenience, and that famous Simplicity cut. No other tractor even comes close. You'll feel it the moment you sit behind the wheel. The Conquest is built just for you. Stop in and test drive over 80 years of Simplicity quality and experience. The new Simplicity Conquest.
Mike's Repair, 901 Dixon Avenue, Rock Falls.
When I was 5, I found my first true love in my mother's jewelry box. I loved the way it sparkled, the way it shone next to my skin, and the way it made me feel. Today I still love jewelry, only now I get it from my second true love. Watch QVC and fall in love all over again with 24 hours of beautiful sterling silver jewelry, artisan crafted styles, and gemstone designs throughout the day, Sunday, October 2nd on QVC.
NASCAR Nextel Cup Racing, presented by Viagra from Dover International Speedway on TNT, is brought to you by Miller. There's good enough and there's better than it has to be. Miller, good call. By Chevy, the winningest name in racing, and American Revolution. And by Burger King, who reminds you there are 1,537 different ways to have a Whopper. Which is yours?
TNT Sports in Dover, Delaware for the MBNA RacePoints 400. Kurt Busch is the race leader. Ford's running the top 4 positions. Kurt leads by 0.6 of a second over Elliott Sadler. Matt Kenseth was running in the top 5 on lap 2 at 16.
Keep your eye on that spot right there. That is the debris that the 17 car ran over with this left rear to give him the flat. And you'll see it fly up right there, up against the fence. This piece right here, that's what did it right there.
So Matt had to come to pit road. Currently runs 27 now, Alan.
Yeah, and after he got back out on the track, Bill, the first thing he asked Robbie Reiser was, give me an idea what I have to do to get back on the lead lap. So Robbie took a couple laps, let the scoring situation sort out, then told Matt how many cars he has to pass and how far behind the current Lucky Dog eligible car he would be. That car is Travis Kvapil, who runs his 24th. He knows where he is on the racetrack, and he's turning in some incredible lap times trying to catch him.
Travis runs in the 24th position. Matt in the 27th position.
But on the track, it's almost a half a lap that he's got to make up on the 77 car.
It really is hard to believe that Matt can make up that much time on Travis Kvapil, because Travis is running pretty doggone good.
And there you see with the pace chase where they are in the track. As Wally said, about a half a lap. And let's see, Travis last time ran a 25.07, and Matt just about a about a tenth faster.
So it's going to may take 40 laps, 50 laps, if it stays green.
He's got 155 to go. Rusty Wallace in the 2. Around Jeremy Mayfield, a couple of guys in the chase for the Nextel Cup. That puts Rusty up to 7th. Everybody chasing Kurt Busch. You're watching the NASCAR Nextel Cup chase for the championship on TNT.
Hey, race fans, what did Bill Elliott, Charlie Brown, Charlie Daniels, Lisa Marie Presley, and Martin Truex have in common? The NASCAR Busch Series Samstown 250, October 22nd at Memphis Motorsports Park, with action on the track and the stage. Bill Elliott's back with Charlie Brown. Martin Truex defends his Memphis title. Lisa Marie will start your engines. Plus a post-race party with the Charlie Daniels Band. Get your tickets now at MemphisMotorsportsPark.com or call 1-866-40-SPEED. Memphis Motorsports Park, your ticket to NASCAR.
So, you think you're tough enough to tear up the track at Homestead? Well, Ford and Nextel are giving 9 fans a chance to trade paint, bump and run. You ever been on national TV? Drop the green flag, then log on. Because only one gets to take home this crown.
Earn your right to compete. Visit racetothedream.com.
Hello?
Or text DREAM to 4444 on your Nextel phone. Enter the Ford and Nextel Race to the Dream sweepstakes today. Act now and save $150 on the I-836.
I'm not saying that, I'm just saying... What? Oh, baby.
I ain't going in there. We don't just make our trucks tough, we make you tough.
Allstate has just one question. Are you in good hands?
Do something that makes sense. 99 cents to be exact. Like Wendy's 99-cent Junior Cheeseburger Deluxe. Hot off the grill with your choice of fresh toppings. So use some common sense. Do Wendy's. And for just 99 cents, do what tastes right.
I'm Earnhardt Jr. Welcome to a new generation of Wrangler.
New fits. New comfort. New styles. Wrangler Jeans Company. A new generation of Wrangler. New fits, new comfort, new styles.
What if we replaced everyone's chalky antacid with Rolate Soft Chews?
Chewy, not chalky.
And they neutralize 56% more acid than Tums. Could we really replace everyone's antacid?
You just replaced mine.
Try extra strength Rolate Soft Chews.
The secret is out. Las Vegas is coming to TNT. And Tuesday night at 10, Sin City is hotter than ever. The hit series Las Vegas, Tuesdays at 10 beginning Tuesday night on TNT.
I know where Wally will be on Tuesday nights, 10 o'clock.
Yeah, they want me to do like 5 episodes.
Well, you got a buddy on that show now, right? Buddy Jake?
Yep.
Kurt Busch from Las Vegas.
It's Josh.
I know. I'm just trying to see.
See if he knew.
Yes.
Who his buddy was. Yeah.
Hey, this guy's from Las Vegas, so maybe we should do it through the field.
Let's get started.
Let's start with Alan.
Yeah, pretty good day so far for the Purple Cloud of Kurt Busch. Not much on his radio since the last pit stop. He said he white-knuckled the whole last run. They just made a minor adjustment. He's out front.
Now, Elliott Sadler's chasing $1 million plus while the guys around him chasing $5 million plus. The car still on the free side, 2 tires, playing some of that pit road strategy to try to get a good run, Hardy.
Greg Biffle working a streak of 5 straight finishes of 6 or better in 2005, Matt. He's in 3rd right now, so the car won't turn in the middle of the corner. A little bit too loose off. Very impressed, though, with the 38 car in front of him with 2 tires, Dave.
Adjustments on Mark Martin's car appear to have worked. He's picked up 2 positions since the restart. No call for new adjustments yet on the 6 car, Matt.
Canals tried 2 tires during the final practice, but felt like their car was better on 4, but he was concerned about other teams doing 2 and losing some track position. That's what's happened on this run, besides the car being tight. Snyder?
Kyle Busch finished 2nd here in June, but the car not that good this time around. He describes it as wiggly, loose at times, tight at times, and bouncing all over the racetrack, Matt.
Now, Elliott Sadler's out front by Rusty Wallace in the 2 car there, running in the 7th position. Now, they made a wedge adjustment on the last
has done a terrific job with these two tires, currently in the 8th position. And it takes a while for those tires to come in, but once it does, the car, very good. Kevin Harvick has been sailing through the field. They told him, whatever rhythm you found, keep it. That line is working so good. Harvick said the car feels better and better every lap. Dale Jarrett pacing himself very well, also with 2 tires as we round out the top 10 on the last stop. He finished 4th in this race last year, vying for another top 5. Alan?
Joe Nemechek hanging right about where he started. Started 9th. He is running in 10th spot now. Just moved up a position. Said with emphasis a minute ago on his radio, I want some wedge taken out of this car.
Kurt Busch is the race leader. Just 0.2 of a second over Elliott Sadler, and he knocks Casey Kane, who started outside the front row, off the lead lap. Let's continue to go through the field, Matt.
Casey Mears has had 2 frustrating runs here at Dover. Had a flat tire last year, had motor issues and a loose condition in the spring, but right now he's having a great run. The car just a tick on the free side, just outside the top 10. Hey, mate.
Well, we talked about the struggles Ryan Newman has had since early in the race after they've continued to adjust on that car. He called in a little while ago and said, this is the best the car has been all day. He's moved back up into the top 12, Matt.
Sun's back out, and the 42, Jimmy McMurray says the car is now gone back to the free side. The adjustment on the last stop hasn't seemed to help. Dave?
Dave Blaney gaining confidence, gaining speed. He restarted 22nd. He is all the way up to 15th right now. And there you see, restarted 22nd. Very good run for Dave Blaney right now. Alan?
Brian Vicker's team made a 2-tire stop under that last set of pit stops at lap 203 to try and get some track position. Brian reporting that his car not turning as he'd like it to. He's in 16th. Dave?
All right, Jeff Burton's car has no grip, but they've made adjustments to try to work on that. The last time the adjustment didn't work so well, so they made another adjustment this time. It's taken off a lot better this time. Marty?
Dave, Jeff Gordon is a 4-time Dover winner, so he knows the feel that he's looking for right now. His feel is a little bit too loose. He said we must get this thing tightened up, but we're getting better. Dave?
Tony Stewart, lucky dog twice today, back on the lead lap, and last pit stop, no changes. He can drive this car. He's been running times similar to the leaders. The 45 of Kyle Busch, that car was still not turning well, so they made an air pressure adjustment for Kyle. He continues to run on the lead lap. As for the 21 of Ricky Rudd, the car was tight one run, loose another. The last time they adjusted for a loose condition, turned too well, changed the track bar on that car. Matt?
Carl Edwards, Dave, running in about the same position he has most of the race, just outside of the top 20. He told his crew chief, Bob Osborne, I just can't make the car go. It has no grip. It's on top of the racetrack and skating. They're going to make an air pressure adjustment on the next stop all the way around and try to get him more grip.
Well, we told you the story of Matt Kenseth hitting the debris, cutting his left rear tire, and falling off the lead lap. He's trying to get in position to get the lucky dog. Here's the problem. The leader, Kurt Busch, has caught the tail end of the field and begun to put more cars a lap down. Those are more cars Matt Kenseth has to catch and pass to be in position to get back on the lead lap.
Thank you, gentlemen. Look at this. The top 5 guys in the chase for the championship.
Wow, that is incredible.
Still over 100 laps and then 8 more races to go, but that's how close it is now. How close will it be when we get to Homestead? It was 8 points when it was over a year ago. The excitement is beginning to build.
Coming to TNT. Secrets unfold. Enemies collide. And drama has never looked so good. Aliens. Beginning tomorrow night at 6 on TNT.
Police forces.
Bodies protecting.
Prosecuting.
Law and order.
The people possess a fundamental right
for law and order. Law and Order. Weeknights at 7 on TNT.
It's a little bit loose in the turns, but man, it's a sweet ride. And that's horsepower.
The Melted Swiss has again proven more than I can resist. Though it takes great inner strength to forego the crispy option, today I shall instead have my chicken club grilled. Oh, and can you kindly recommend a drink with that, monsieur?
Indulge your sophisticated side with McDonald's new premium chicken sandwiches. They're the tastiest flavor combinations, made fresh daily with first-class ingredients.
Dude, you buy lunch? Promise not to tell anyone about this.
Clover Hills Appliance Center. The guaranteed low prices, huge selection, and flexible financing are magically delightful. Clover Hills carries therapeutic beds with savings of up to 50% off suggested retail, plus free frame and local delivery, plus our brand new Tempur-Pedic beds. There's also a great selection of big screen TVs and accessories, all at guaranteed low prices. And brand new at Clover Hills are QCA pools and spas, hot tubs, and accessories. Hot stoves, cold refrigerators, clean washers, comfortable beds, and big TVs at Clover Hills Appliance Center.
Since 1965, there's only been one leader. Ken Nelson Auto Group in Dixon and Sterling has the car, truck, or SUV you've been searching for. Ken Nelson is your full-line GM dealer, your full-line Dodge, Jeep, and Chrysler dealer. Ken Nelson is your full-line Toyota dealer. And Ken Nelson is your full-line Nissan dealer. New or used, go with the leader, Ken Nelson Auto Group in Dixon and Sterling, or visit us online at www.kennelsonauto.com.
TNT Sports live at the Dover International Speedway. NASCAR Nextel Cup Racing presented by Viagra under caution for debris on the front stretch. 270 laps are complete. Pit road will be open this time. Ricky Rudd in the 21 car is the lucky dog. He'll be the 22nd car on the lead lap. We've seen a variety of problems on pit road so far today. We'll see what happens this time. Kurt Busch will lead him down. Dave Burns has Mark Martin in that tricky pit stall, Dave.
And they've been on it all day long, Bill. They've been working with wedge, a chassis adjustment in the car for the tightness of the car. Now they're going to go to air pressure out of the right front, into the right rear. Those are the only changes for Mark on this stop. 4-tire change for the 6 car. Pat.
Jimmy Johnson getting ready to peel off to his pit box, which is at start-finish. Now Johnson said the car was really tight. Chad Knaus will try to fix it with a chassis adjustment. David Wright, who normally pulls off the windshield, not here. His wife had a baby. Snyder?
Middle of the screen, Greg Biffle second on the track, trying to get the win off pit road for the 3rd time today. Car just a little bit too loose, half pound on the left side tires, Alan.
Smooth on the right side for Kurt Busch. Good on the left side. He's trying to get off pit road first. And just a minor air pressure adjustment on the left side tires, and he will be the leader again.
So Kurt Busch leads him off of pit road. Martin and Sadler swap spots. And they continue to work on Tony Stewart's car on pit road. We'll update that situation when we come back to Dover. You're watching NASCAR on TNT.
Robot can make a car. But this is how you can make it roar. A chip can control the engine. But this is how you can set it free. A manual says what a car might do. Now discover what it wants to do. Give it the edge. Give it Syntec. No leading oil provides more horsepower. For maximum power, great cars want more than just oil. Give them liquid engineering.
Okay, Trevor, let me explain the matrix one more time. The blue yarn applies to transportation expenses. The green is office supplies, and the red is inventory.
So, how do you add up each category?
Trevor, the matrix is not perfect.
There's an easier way to track your expenses. Get the Visa Business Card. Use it for all your business needs and get one detailed statement every month.
We should never speak of this.
Visa Business. It's everywhere you want your business to be.
Hey, Peanut. Hey, Marty. You remember when David wrecked that truck at Nashville? Yeah. How'd you guys cut the front end off of it so quick? You just got to keep it really sharp. What about in Kansas City when Dennis put it in the fence? Right there. How'd you guys get out so quick? That's right. This little baby right here.
Craftsman, the official tools of NASCAR at Sears.
Why do I pick Enterprise? Because of Maylene, who answers the phone, Alex, who picks me up, and Michelle, who makes renting easy. So all I have to do is drive.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
I'm Earnhardt Jr. Welcome to a new generation of Wrangler.
New fits. new comfort, new styles. Wrangler Jeans Company, a new generation of Wrangler. New fits, new comfort, new styles.
If you're not eating Wendy's 99-cent chicken nuggets, you'd be better off eating your dollar. Only Wendy's gives you 5 all-white meat crispy chicken nuggets for just 99 cents every day.
Hey.
So tender, so juicy, so worth it. Do Wendy's, and for just 99 cents, do what tastes right.
273 laps are complete here at Dover. The field coming to get the green flag for the restart. Kurt Busch leads Greg Biffle, Mark Martin, Elliott Sadler, and Jimmy Johnson.
It looks like they were making some pretty big chassis adjustments on the 20 car, and that's why he was doing on pit road.
He restarts 21st. Black flag, car 8, pass-through penalty for not aligning properly on the restart. He's already 6 laps down after a brake problem early in the race. Update on car 20, here's Dave.
Hey guys, here's what happened with Tony Stewart on the 20 stop. I don't know if we're going to show it or not, but they had a problem with the jack. Tony overshot the pit just a little bit, and when the jack was put under the car, then they rolled it back to get it into the pit box, and that's when they broke the jack. Had to get a new jack, put on right side tires, made a track bar and wedge adjustment for a little tight race car, and then came back in and put on left sides in a subsequent stop.
All right, so it was a jack broken, not chassis adjustments.
Thank you, Dave. With Rusty Wallace, 7th, looking at 6th.
Kyle Busch slides up the track a little bit. Looks like he was a little bit loose right there. Rusty's he tried to get underneath him, but what are they saying about the 5, Marty?
You're dead on, Wally. They start the run just a little bit loose, and the changes they have made today have really made that car work better. He's a little too tight at the end of the run. So on this last stop, half pound on the right front, half pound on the right rear, 5 car working very well here late and midway through the race.
2 car must be working a little bit better though, because he goes by the 5.
Car does look better, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Problem is, if you start out loose like the 5 is right now, you're doing it in traffic, which makes it really, really difficult. If somebody pulls up behind you and you're loose, you got to give him the spot or you're going to crash. But as it goes on, if he doesn't lose too much track position, he'll be better at the end of the run. I just made that up. You did not.
See, Junior in the 8 car has paid his penalty by making that pass through down pit road.
One of those days you just can't wait for that checkered flag to come out. Dale Jr.
Right in front of these guys, Matt Kenseth in the 17 car. One of the chasers is the 2nd car 1 lap down. He's looking for the 9 car of Casey Kane.
And he's only about 8 or 9 car lengths ahead of him right now on the racetrack. There he is right there. Rusty Wallace is right behind him.
No trouble with 7 car Robbie Gordon up against the wall, and looks like his car is stalled and caution flag is out.
Down right there, Robbie. You can come down. All clear.
If you hurry.
Motor, Rob. Motor. Lost oil pressure. Blew up.
Casey Kane is the lucky dog. So under caution here at Dover after 282 laps, Kurt Busch is the race leader.
The secret is out. Las Vegas is coming to TNT. Sin City is hotter than ever. And Tuesday night at 10.
Nobody moves until we find a card counter.
Whatever happens on TNT stays on TNT.
Do you routinely jump into bed with women who you do not know the background of? No. So it's just with my daughter then.
The hit series Las Vegas, Tuesdays at 10 beginning Tuesday night on TNT.
What did I want in a new front door? Sunlight first, jealous neighbors second.
A new door from the Home Depot can dramatically change the look of your home. And now till September 28th, get 20% off special order doors. From entry doors to Clopay garage doors, we can have them installed. We have over 2,000 impressive styles, like Storm Doors by Anderson and InDesign by Masonite. They're only at one place.
The Home Depot. You can do it, we can help.
I've got 3 pizzas here for Mr. NASCAR. That's mine. I'm Mr. NASCAR. No, I'm Mr. NASCAR. Oh, those are mine. I'm Mr. NASCAR.
It's the 555 deal from Domino's. Buy 3 or more medium one-topping pizzas and they're all just $5 each. Get the door, it's Domino's.
Believe this got thrown like that? The nominees for the Major League Baseball Comeback Player of the Year Award, sponsored by Pfizer, are now online. Vote, and you may win a trip to throw out a ceremonial first pitch at the World Series.
It's good chicken.
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 Chicken. Chicken. Ow.
Get your chicken on with McDonald's Chicken Select Strips and new premium chicken sandwiches. Try the irresistible Ranch BLT or the enticing Club. Available only at McDonald's.
Easton Motorsports, ride the machine of your dreams. Motorcycles and ATVs, it's fun to the extreme. When you need parts, accessories, service, we're here and we follow through. Great selection, a friendly staff, taking care of you. Geeson Motorsports. Come on, ride the machine of your dreams.
Second race of the chase. Pre-race ceremonies and then 43 cars chasing the checkered flag. Ryan Newman on the pole. Won here yesterday but struggling today. Lap 9. Stanton Barrett brings out the caution. Had a lot of grass. Like one of Benny's wedges. Mike Bliss, second car into the wall for him this week.
And then we see some contact between the 17 of Matt Kenseth, the 29 of Kevin Harvick on pit road.
Scott Wimmer, tire going down, hard into the wall, then to the garage.
And then Kurt Busch, the leader, just barely misses the 66 cars. He crashes. That was Kevin LePage coming off the wall.
And then Matt Kenseth, after running over some debris on the backstretch, there you see it. Hits that debris, cuts down the left rear. Had to go to pit road. Currently runs 24th, 1 lap down. Now 285 laps are complete. Here's our Napa Field summary. 6 different leaders, working our 7th caution of the day. Kevin LePage, Sterling Marling, Carl Long, and Stanton Barrett are out of the race. 23 cars run on the lead lap.
Now Kenseth's in a good position to try to get that lap back. He's first car 1 lap down. He's got the whole racetrack before Kurt catches him.
Now, from about 12th place back, pitted under this caution. Jeff Gordon, Dale Jarrett, Jamie McMurray, Brian Vickers, Carl Edwards, Tony Stewart, and Joe Nemechek all came onto pit road after about 9 laps of green flag racing. And we'll see how that plays out. And it's very important to note that Matt Kenseth is on the inside, the first car 1 lap down.
He just don't listen to what you say, does
No, he doesn't. He just completely ignores
I just like to underscore your important points, Wally.
Big mess right there.
I'm telling you, Biffle lets the 17 car go, get in front of him.
See if Kurt's that nice.
They are teammates. The 97, the 17, and the 16.
But like I said, the nice thing about it is that it's going to take Kurt quite a while to get to the end of the field when he starts lapping guys again.
So if Matt can stay there, he's okay.
Yeah.
He'll get the lucky dog if the caution comes out.
If he stays there for about 30 laps, as Wally said, it'll probably take 30 laps for the 97 car to start catching cars and putting them a lap down. Elliott Sadler about to lose a spot, or did lose a spot to Kyle Busch in the 5. Marty, what's going on with 5?
Yeah, Kyle Busch has a pretty good race car today, guys. You see him trying to catch his brother Kurt, who's obviously leading the race right now. He said, you know what, Kurt's a little faster than we are when we start off. Kyle in 6 right now, but once our car comes in, we're at least as fast as he is, maybe a little faster than Big Brother. Matt?
Kevin Busker, Peter Trucci, Cole, and Elliott. They can't make it from here. I'm almost stopped, so he stayed out, but he says the car is still free now. He's going to have to live with it, but he feels like it will be tighter as the race goes on, which is good news for Elliott.
Scott Riggs in the 10.
Scott looks like he's really loose. He got loose a lap ago. He's kind of holding up these guys right now, but I think he's just hanging on, too.
Mike Wallace in the 4 car.
And Mike, Wallace, Scott Riggs, all these guys would like to get up there and hope that the 17 car passes Kurt Busch, the leader, that will allow them to be the first car 1 lap down.
Boy, there is some wild racing going on back there now.
Really? Oh, we got trouble in 3.
Jeff Gordon in the wall.
McMurray, Tony Raines in the 37.
The 42 just wrecked us all back there.
Sounds like Jamie's getting the blame of it.
A little bit of damage in the rear. We do have damage.
Going in near the spot of the 42 car, telling his crew that they do have damage to the rear of the car.
You don't get a lap down.
Didn't make it. Matt Kenseth is the lucky dog.
That's huge.
And he is.
He is the lucky dog.
Oh,
wow.
Jeff Gordon's.
Yeah, well, we'll look at it, buddy.
Dismal
100 to go. I don't know if we're going to get too carried away fixing it. Let's see what we got.
Dismal
how to fix him.
Second half of the season continues. Back to the garage.
The camera guy's going to beat the crew back there.
All right, let's see what happened here. Coming down right at us.
It's like the 42 and 37 looks like made contact as they go down in turn 3. The 37 being Tony Raines, 42 Jamie McMurray.
On board with Ricky Rudd.
Come on, keep coming. Low. Yellow's out behind you. Good job, bud.
Yeah, it looked like the 42 was losing it, and Raines moved to the right to maybe avoid it. He got into Gordon, but
I don't know.
So McMurray heads to pit road. A couple of those guys on the lead lap. That'll help Kenseth.
Atlanta, March 20th, 2005. Carl Edwards led with 30 laps to go. Jimmy Johnson made a daring move to the outside. Your wife wanted a picture with her cousin, Wendy. Carl Edwards regained the lead. Wendy bought a pair of ridiculous sunglasses. They gave her the raccoon eyes. And Carl Edwards walked away the victor.
I'm Dr. Angus. Don't feel like sitting? You will. Welcome to Power Sitting. Look at yourselves. When was the last time you actually sat down? If you can't stop and smell the roses, I will teach you to stop and eat the Angus. Sit down. The Angus is my beefy power sitting tool. Its knee-buckling taste teaches sit. What do you feel like doing now?
I want to sit down.
As soon as I picked up the Angus, I immediately sat down.
When I look in the mirror now, I see me, only sitting.
Meat meets mushroom, but meat seat. Buns up, buns down. I'm full of sedge, you're full of sedge, we're all full of sedge.
I hadn't sat in 7 years. Now look at me. The Angus is that powerful.
I am going to teach you to get down with the Angus. The Angus Shroom and Swiss, the ultimate sit-down burger.
I had a really good time tonight.
Me too.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yep.
It's getting really late.
Okay.
Bye.
It's different when you got a Harley Davidson.
Dear Daryl, if you hadn't been a race driver, what would you have been?
Me? I was born to race. Sincerely, Darrell Waltrip.
Toyota, moving forward.
Back in the garage area at Dover International Speedway where Jeff Gordon has just brought his car after this latest incident. Jeff, not a good day out there for you. What happened?
No, we were making gains. You know, I know it didn't look like we were making fast progress, but we were making progress. And car actually felt about the best it felt all day right there. It was in the outside lane, and we were working some lap cars. And I don't know if Jamie Murray just, you know, couldn't see the guy or a spotter told me it was clear, but he just flat out turned left right in the guy and wrecked himself and a bunch of us other guys as well.
All right, Jeff, tough luck today.
Jeff just getting the word that they're done for the day.
Try to somehow get the hood open so they can get the car loaded on the truck.
14th last week, 30th Richmond, 21st at California. And he'll be way back there when the final results come out here today at Dover. Matt Kenseth got the lucky dog, is the last car on the lead lap, runs 22nd. Kurt Busch, Greg Biffle, Mark Martin, Jimmy Johnson, and Rusty Wallace, the top.
And 3.
Just over 100 to go.
Oh, look at the 6 car go.
Yep, he's got to run. He's got enough room on the outside. Nope.
Man, that Mark had a terrific run, too. Turns 1 and 2 on the 16 of Greg Biffle.
Biffle, Mark. Jimmy Johnson, the 48. Rusty Wallace in the 2.
6 inside of 16. Another guy is trying. Marty?
Yeah, and Greg Biffle came on the radio under the caution, said, bad news, guys, the car, worst it's been all day. He said, I have so much wheel in it in the middle of the corner that it just snaps loose coming off the corner. I have no control over this car right now.
Might have a flat.
That might be why. That was Greg Biffle. Elliott Sadler looking to the inside.
Can't really tell.
Jeremy Mayfield. Kevin Harvick.
He's got a little breathing room now.
Looks like a flat right rear to me.
He's going to come in. Waving everybody by.
Jeff Bowman, your right side tires will be gone.
Right now, Greg Biffle leads Rusty Wallace by 20 points in the championship standings.
He won't about a lap.
Not for long.
Less than 100 to go, and Greg Biffle, one of the championship contenders to pit road under green. Marty.
Well, Bill, this is the second championship contender to have a problem today. As you said, just now leading the championship standings. Obviously, that will go away for Biffle to hope to get a lucky dog, but time clearly running out in this race. Again, his car was extremely loose. Indeed, it is a flat right rear for Biffle. They'll change the right side tires. Filling full of fuel. They cannot make it from here all the way on fuel. He leaves pit road.
35 miles an hour off of pit road. Then on the apron, around to the backstretch and back in the gas.
Now Tony Stewart has worked his way back up to the lead. After all, Tony Stewart is currently running in 13th position.
And that's how quickly it changes here. You see Biffle right now back to 6th. The top 4 in the championship standings separated by 9 points. Kurt Busch up front leads his teammate Mark Martin. Jimmy Johnson chasing in a Chevy at Dover.
This is who I am. This is where I'm from. This is what I believe in when the day is done. This is Budweiser, bitter and clear. Budweiser, king is here. This is Budweiser, this is beer.
A transformation is upon us. With Sony Vega engine technology, the sports you watch become a picture of extraordinary depth and color. That's what makes the new Grand Vega a Sony. The world's greatest high-definition television. Make it yours at sony.com/HDTV.
Like no other. Sony.
There's a change taking place. A wave of self-expression. And it's being driven by people with a vision to live life, not by some rule book, but on their own terms. Star Motorcycles. We build it. You make it your own. Exclusively at your Yamaha dealer.
Okay, next up is item CRB 218634, a 1992 Chevrolet Astro van fuel injector spider.
Spider?
Yeah, see how it's got these legs sticking out from it? Like a spider.
Yeah, but it only has 6 of them.
So?
Well, that makes it an insect, not a spider.
My cue card says spider.
I'm just saying 6 legs makes it an insect. You know, like a fly. It'd have to have 8 to be an arachnid.
Arachnid? I thought they had pouches.
No, that's marsupials.
What are we racing for anyway?
Let's race for a Coke.
Yeah.
Drivers ready, go!
Got some horsepower, Bob. Come on, DJ, get out of the way. Sorry, Kyle. No problem.
White flag lap!
Hey, Kevin, we need you in the pit. Sorry about your little car, Tony.
310 laps are complete here at Dover. Kurt Busch is the race leader, and here are your Little Debbie lap leaders. Kurt Busch trying to lead the most laps for 5 more bonus points. And he's well on his way to that.
It's not going to take but just a few more laps, and he will have led the most laps today.
Greg Biffle, after that tire issue, 26th now in the running order, 1 lap down. An update on car 16 from Marty Snyder.
And now their focus is trying to be the first car one lap down and getting lucky dog. Here is the right rear tire that came off Biffle's car. There is a 1-inch cut. The tire, 18 pounds of pressure when they took it off.
Man.
Had a few of those this weekend.
It's amazing that he could feel that tire being that slack, and that's the spotter, Joel Edmonds, could see that.
Well, his teammate Matt Kenseth got the lucky dog. Matt has worked his way to 13th. Matt was 22nd on lap 297 when they restarted, and now is 13th. There's Tony Stewart, who runs 14th. Dave?
And Bill, they've thrown a lot at that car today. Tony radioed it just a little while ago. It still is a little bit difficult in the turning department, but it's running a lot better. And remember, this race last year, Bill, he was running 14th at the halfway point, raced his way all the way to 6th.
so he can turn it on in the long runs here in the 400 miles at Dover.
Dave, he has really worked hard today. 33rd on lap 100. The lucky dog on lap 109. 24th, a lap down on lap 200. Got the lucky dog on lap 203. Restarted 23rd on lap 207, back on the lead lap. Was 19th on lap 271 when they had problems with a jack on the pit stop. 21st on lap 282, 17th on lap 292, and now up to 14th.
You know, whether or not you're a Tony Stewart fan or not, you have to admire the job that Tony Stewart and the crew have done today. And also Robbie Reiser, the crew in the 17, and the job that Matt Kenseth has done.
2 weeks in a row.
Right.
I mean, they've been down and have had good race cars, not panic, and worked themselves back up, and he's in 12th spot right now.
And that's how you win championships. Alan?
Remember, Bill, that Matt hit it under this last caution when most of these other cars he's racing around and passing now did not. I had a conversation with Robbie Reiser, his crew chief, pictured there this morning, about the lucky dog rule. His race at New Hampshire last week, and funny as it turns out, it's played out again today. He said when you have an early problem, there are so many cars on the lead lap, the lucky dog rule allows you to work your strategy different. When you're up front, you can't take a chance on giving up track position. When you're in the back, you can take chances on it. He said at the end of the day, it can make you look like a genius, sort of like we did last Sunday. And it's working for him again today. Watch if a caution comes out shortly for them to do the opposite of what everyone else does to try and get their track position back and get ahead of them.
Thanks, Alan. Up to 11th now, Matt Kenseth.
Mark Martin is working over the 97, and he's taking a look.
And Mark looking for those 5 bonus points for leading a lap. Did not get it there, Dave.
And Bill, he put that suggestion in the Rouse Racing suggestion box about 20 laps ago as he now goes by for the lead. It took traffic to really draw him close to his teammate Kurt Busch, and now he'll try to hold on to that lead for at least one lap. But it looks like he just drove by him. We'll see if the 97 comes back by.
I tell you, Mark will get a gold watch for that suggestion. Those 5 bonus points are a very valuable thing these days. I don't know if the 97 car, now, I guess Mark has...
let him go, get in behind him.
As these guys are going back and forth, though, let me tell you, the 48 car is coming up and caught these guys, Matt.
BP says the car's a little on the free side, but it is really coming to me. Look at how he rockets through the corner, chasing down the 6. And when you look at Jimmy Johnson, he's in his 4th year, much like the last 3 champions who pulled off the championship in their 4th year. So BP is somebody like yourself who won your championship in your 4th year. Why does it all seem to come together for these guys in their 4th year?
Well, Matt, that's when you, after 3 or 4 years, you finally learn how to race on 400-mile, 500-mile races, 400 and 500 lap races, because when you first couple of years, you take too many chances.
How big were those 5 bonus points for Mark Martin leading a lap? Mark Martin leads the championship standings now. Kurt Busch is the race leader. 322 laps are in the books here at Dover.
So, Mr. I know everything about Nextel Cup. Think you're tough enough to tear up the track at Homestead? Well, Ford and Nextel are giving 9 fans a chance to trade paint, bump and run. You ever been on national TV? Drop the green flag? Riding a pace car? Then log on, because only one gets to take home this crown.
Earn your right to compete. Visit racetothegreen.com.
No way, man. I'm going to be hanging with Sadler.
Nothing outperforms Gillette M3 Power Nitro. Push the button and feel the boost in performance. Gillette's battery-powered motor sends micropulses to the patented Power Glide blades. Get unsurpassed comfort and the world's best shave. M3 Power blows away the competition. You'll be blown away or Gillette will give you your money back, guaranteed. Try Gillette M3 Power, the world's best shave, or your money back.
We made it this far. 2 laps to go. It's now or never. You need a bump. Help's coming.
For the first time ever, command the track with squad-based racing. NASCAR 2006 Total Team Control. Rated E for everyone. EA Sports. It's in the game. Do something that makes sense. 99 cents to be exact. Like Wendy's 99-cent Junior Cheeseburger Deluxe. Hot off the grill with your choice of fresh toppings. So use some common sense. Do Wendy's. And for just 99 cents, do what tastes right.
Believe this got thrown like that?
The nominees for the Major League Baseball Comeback Player of the Year Award, sponsored by Pfizer, are now online. Vote, and you may win a trip to throw out a ceremonial first pitch at the World Series.
TNT Sports live in Dover, Delaware. NASCAR Nextel Cup Racing presented by Viagra. Kurt Busch is the race leader. Next weekend, the chase for the Nextel Cup moves to NBC, and we'll head for Talladega. Coverage begins at 1:30 Eastern with the Bank of America Countdown to Green on NBC. And as we've said before, there are 9 races in the chase for the Nextel Cup. And then there's Talladega.
That is definitely the wild card of the 10.
Jimmy Johnson by Mark Martin for second spot. Pretty fast right now. Fastest car on the track, Jimmy Johnson. He's got to work around a slower car right now, so I'm sure he won't be fastest this lap.
And whoever thought we'd say Casey Kane was a slow car here at Dover.
Oh, boy. And Kyle Busch has worked his way back around Rusty Wallace as you thought he might.
Yeah, working to his advantage. The longer it goes, the better his car goes. It just depends on how much track how much track position he's lost, trying to hang out to that car, waiting for it to get going.
There's Kurt Busch, the defending series champion, the race leader. There's his brother, Kyle. His first Nextel Cup win earlier this season. Marty?
And Schwab is trying to catch Big Brother. The car working very well. He loves this set of tires. Problem is, they didn't have any more sets of tires like this one. But guess who did? His teammate, Jeff Gordon. So as soon as they went out, he went and got 2 brand new sets of tires from the 2014, and they will put those on the next stop. And if they have one more, they'll put the other set on.
It's good to have teammates.
Yes, it is. That win at California a few weeks ago. And got to be on Oprah this week.
I tell you what, the 48 car is there. Just one car length separating the 97, Kurt Busch, Jimmy Johnson, and Mark Martin. That 6 car keeps lurking back there.
Dave, how about Mark?
We talked about how he loves this track. You know, the final 9 tracks in this series, he has won nearly half of his career wins, 16 total out of the 34 that he's won in his career. So he runs extremely well. He just has to get the other chasers to finish behind him. Last week, 5 guys finished in front of him, even though he had a 7th place finish. And today, look at the 2 guys in front. Matt?
When you talk about guys who had streaks, Rusty Wallace won 3 straight here, and then they put down the concrete. Hasn't won since. Today, his last shot at winning an Nextel Cup race at Dover. He's gone back and forth from tight to loose, then loose and tight. He said nothing since his last stop. He was closing in on the 5, and now the car is slowly fading, Bill.
Hey, Rusty was a big proponent of the concrete here, wasn't he?
When you look at how he's run at Bristol, absolutely. He's had some great runs. He had a top 5 here in the spring, working on another top 5 today, but he just hasn't been able to seem to close the deal on the new concrete here at Dover when they laid it down in 95.
They were going to repave this track with asphalt. Rusty heard about it, was actually in the area doing an appearance, heard about it, and then started lobbying the track at NASCAR for a concrete racing surface.
Tell you what, I thought Jimmy Johnson was going to take the lead down the front stretch. Kurt Busch thought he was well. Kurt Busch, I think, got extremely loose off turn 4 when Jimmy pulled up behind him. So I think that's one reason he pulled over and said, Jimmy, go ahead.
Jimmy Johnson to the lead. Busch has already locked up the extra 5 bonus points for leading the most laps. The low Chevy of Jimmy Johnson to the front at Dover. You're watching NASCAR on TNT.
I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I've got the month of May. Well, I guess you said, what can make me feel? What can make me feel this way? My girl, my girl, my girl. Talking about my girl.
That's all right, dog. You made the song his own.
Little Debbie, unwrap a smile.
To thank everybody for making Pizza Hut Pan Pizza America's favorite pan pizza for a quarter of a century, we thought we'd put a quarter under everybody's pillow.
What are you doing?
And then we had a better idea.
Yeah, give them a pan pizza for a quarter. Just buy any large specialty pizza at menu price and you'll get a medium one-topping original pan pizza for 25 cents. Golden, crunchy outside, soft and chewy inside, all for a quarter.
Next time I'll knock.
There's nothing else like it.
It's good chicken.
Chicken. Chicken. Chicken. Chicken.
Chicken! Ow!
Get your chicken on with McDonald's Chicken Select Strips and new premium chicken sandwiches. Try the irresistible Ranch BLT or the enticing Club. Available only at McDonald's.
There are things in life you can't control. The traffic, the weather, your job, even man's best friend. But there is one thing you can control. With cable television, you have the power to choose what is and what isn't appropriate for you and your family. For more information on how to view the right thing, contact your local cable company or visit www.controlyourtv.org.
Brought to you by Insight. Simple is better.
NASCAR Nextel Cup Racing, presented by Viagra from Dover International Speedway on TNT, is brought to you by Ford and Nextel. Race to the dream. By Viagra. Ask your doctor if Viagra is right for you. And by Bank of America. Higher standards.
TNT Sports at the Monster Mile, Dover International Speedway in Delaware. Just over 50 laps to go, and look at these guys trying to tame the monster today. All battling back. Tony Stewart from a broken jack. Greg Biffle with a flat tire. Ryan Newman started on the pole, but currently runs in the 9th spot.
As we said, this monster likes cars and tires.
Kurt Busch having a strong run, but has fallen back to 3rd right now, behind Jimmy Johnson and Mark Martin.
They got to go. Jimmy Johnson has put some distance between him and Mark Martin right now and Kurt Busch. Working the traffic a little bit better. Whoa, Schrader almost lost it.
Sure did. Only about 10 laps away from pit stops. So we'll take a break right here and come back to Dover on TNT.
Next weekend, all the drama, all weekend long, is on TNT. Friday at 8, Rush Hour. Saturday at 8, The Fifth Element. It all starts next weekend on TNT. We know drama. TNT.
Police forces, bodies protecting, prosecuting, law and order. The people possess a fundamental right for law and order. Law and Order, weeknights at 7 on TNT.
I'm proud to be part of it.
I'm proud to be part of it.
The offer that made history is about to be history. The GM employee discount is ending. Only 96 hours left. You pay what we pay, but only until Friday.
At Menards, we provide the best service and quality products. Add style to any room with wallpaper from Blonder Home Accents. All 28% off our huge selection. Choose from over 70 styles of easy-to-install self-adhesive vinyl tiles, all 20% off. Congolium vinyl tiles feature an easy care, no wax wear layer. These styles are only 87 cents each, helping you save big money. Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
How can I buy a house? I don't have a down payment. We hear that a lot at the First National Bank in Amboy. That's why we're working with the Rural Development Program. This program can get you into the home of your dreams with 100% financing, flexible credit guidelines, no private mortgage insurance, and a 30-year fixed interest rate. See me, Annette Shaw, at the First National Bank in Amboy, where you come first.
Now more than ever, we're your community bank. The First National Bank in Amboy. The First.
Inside of 50 laps to go here at Dover. Jimmy Johnson in the 48 Lowe's Chevy is the race leader. Trying to knock Joe Nemechek off the lead lap.
Hang on. Nemechek in 18th position.
He does not want to go a lap down, but Jimmy wants to go because that 6-car Martin is only about a second behind him.
Well, he's got everybody else he came up to lately has been giving him a lot of room, but Nemechek's the last car. Well, where is he? Yes. Last car lead lap?
Yep.
Down now.
Yep. Now he would be the
Lucky Dog award winner.
The caution were to come out. Mark cut it from 1.1 seconds to half a second. There he is. I'll tell you what, if Mark's running second and you're the leader and he can see you, you better be pedaling.
As hard as you can, because
he is. Mark has about a 2-second lead over third place Kurt Busch. Kyle Busch is fourth. Casey Mears up to fifth. Mark inside of Nemechek.
As Jimmy Johnson just put Ricky Rudd a lap down. Matt, that 48 car is picking him off.
And they are closing in on what could be the first green flag stop of the day. Chad Knapp and Chris Osborne both said to Jimmy, just start to get your bearings because we may be pitting under green here. And both of you guys know how tricky the entrance is coming onto pit road. Dave.
Matt, Mark Martin is trying to chase him down. He will have to pit just shortly after lap 370 under green. He wants to make it different than last year. Remember, he chased Ryan Newman for the final 116 laps in second position. He doesn't want to finish second today.
And like Matt said, it's so tricky getting in here. This is one of those places you almost want to wait as long as you can to pit because somebody may have trouble getting the pit lane. The yellow may come out, so you don't want to come in early.
Alan, update on Kurt Busch.
Well, Bill, I've been kind of surprised as he's been falling back a little bit. I've been expecting him to come on the radio and maybe complain about the car or at least offer some suggestions for a pit stop adjustment. Nothing from Kurt Busch at all. Just Jimmy Bennett, the crew chief, calling out approximate numbers of laps until the pit stop. I expect to see them around 365.
Alan, it's surprising not to hear from Kurt, isn't it?
What's that?
It's surprising not to hear from Kurt because he usually lets you know what the car is doing.
Yeah, and as he's sliding back, particularly for me, and this pit stop closing in, but so far, nothing from Kurt.
Marty?
We're looking about lap 371 for Kyle Busch, his little brother right behind him in the fourth position. He said, I need a little side bite car. Does not have as much grip as it had in the middle part of the run. We're not as good as the guys in front of us, but we can be with an adjustment.
Strong run for Casey Mears, Matt.
This is the kind of run he's been looking for here. Now think back to last fall, Bill. Had a great run going. Top 10, looked like he was going to have maybe a top 5 day, and then they cut down a tire, blew out their chances, but he's having a solid run now. The last couple of stops, they have made either small or no changes at all. The car has been a little on the free side most of the day.
Best finish here, 24th. Running 5th right now. Casey had that strong run at Indianapolis, finishing 6th. 9th at Chicago. And a 4th place finish at Texas earlier this year. Race leader Jimmy Johnson. Inside of 40 to go.
What I'm obviously very, very impressed with this 48 car. And the crew this morning told me, as I told you earlier, that they felt like they were back where they were last year. Matt, they say anything else now?
BP closing in on that final pit stop. The crew guys putting their helmets on, getting ready for when Chad Canals calls into pit road. Now, if you're the driver, do you want to go 4 tires or 2 tires under this green flag stop, knowing the little bit of a lead that you do have, and possibly if you go 4, the others may go 2.
Yeah, that's a problem, man, especially if you're one of the first guys in and you show your hand, because everybody's waiting to see what you're going to do. That's why I said I think it's better if you're the leader to try to stay out as long as you possibly can.
Allen?
Kurt Busch has been called to pit road by his crew chief Jimmy Fennick. He has also been warned, watch it, getting on to pit road. Just like that. Yeah. They, last time they were on pit road, they made an air pressure adjustment to be more like some adjustments that Mark Martin and Greg Biffle had made earlier in the race. Kurt just came on the radio 2 laps ago, said, I didn't like that. Let's go back to where we were before. Air pressure up on the left side tires. They'll make a 4-tire change here and hope they've got enough time left to get out there and run down these guys that have slipped by them. Here they go. They put the right sides on. Looks like they're going for 4.
Casey Mears, Matt.
And he does pull on the pit road now. 4 tires is the call for the 41 of Casey Mears. No caution yet as the 1 car got up at the fence. Jimmy Johnson spotters telling him no changes. 17, Mike.
I should have came in and vibrated for about 2 laps, but every time I come in, you guys tell me it's my imagination, so I just hung out this time.
And he has blown a right front tire, it looks like, and made contact with the wall. Talk about the 17 car.
No caution yet, and here it comes out.
And just like Wally was saying, Wally was...
No brakes, the front of the rotor, so it's pretty hard.
I'll help you. Right.
Yes.
Once again, the very top of the screen, you see the 17 car going down in the corner, that right front tire going flat, and there we see brake rotor all in turns 1 and 2. Alan?
Matt Kenseth will go straight to the garage. Damage to the braking system. Robbie Reiser has told him to take it straight to the garage.
Ouch. 3rd last week, but perhaps his mulligan used up at Dover.
Can't imagine these guys being able to fix this car in 30 laps to get him back on the racetrack.
And Kurt Busch, who had already pitted, scored 17th, 1 lap down.
Yeah, that's what a break for the leaders.
Now then, once again, same question. You're going to pit 2 or 4?
Well, with only 10 cars on the lead lap, I'm taking 4.
I guess that's true. Yes, only have 10 cars. Was Ricky Rudd the Lucky Dog award winner that time?
Waiting for confirmation on the Lucky Dog. It is the 21. So that will mean 11 cars on the lead lap. There is no Lucky Dog because at the time of the 17 it would have been Matt Kenseth. Mark Martin on pit road. Dave?
They want track position, Bill. It's going to be 2 tires, and they're going to adjust the chassis to make sure that that car stays as fast as it has been. Mark leaves pit road. Matt.
A caution changes everything. Jimmy Johnson and Chad Canals were talking about going 2 tires. Chad said, do you think you want to pull it close to the wall? Chad said, what are you thinking? Jimmy said, I want to go for the win, but now with the caution, they're going to go for 4 and a slight track bar adjustment, Snyder.
Pat, Jeremy Mayfield has had a terrific run today. His car is just a little bit tight. It takes a long time for it to come in, but once it does, car is very good. They go up 1 round on the track bar. Allen.
Ryan Newman going to make a 4-tire change. He's been working his way back up through the top 10. They're not going to make any adjustments, just tires and send him back out to see how they can continue the recovery. Well, Mark was the only guy that looked like it took 2.
Oh, boy.
So...
He said, the one time I decided to gamble and no one else
It's going to be
gambled.
bad news coming back to Mark.
Only 10 cars on the lead lap. 30 laps to go. Matt Kenseth, a contender for the Nextel Cup Championship, back in the garage. The monster got him.
Is that your new Sprint phone?
Uh-huh. With Sprint's new fair and flexible plans, no one can tell me what to do. I can talk when and how I want. It's my little way of sticking it to the man.
But you are the man.
I know.
So you're sticking it to yourself.
Maybe.
Sprint's new fair and flexible plans with no huge overages or roaming charges. You control your plan. It doesn't control you. Plans start at just $29.99 a month. Sprint. Yes, you can.
I had a really good time tonight.
Me too.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yep.
It's getting really late. Night.
All right. Okay.
Bye.
It's different when you got a Harley Davidson.
Cool.
What's the coolest way for people on the move to pay for gas and convenience items? Speed Pass.
Cool. Really cool.
How do we know? We're drivers too. Link Speed Pass to a credit or check card you already use, and you can make one of the cool moves Ryan Newman does.
Let's talk speed. We know some of you are still running last year's aero package. Ain't gonna fly. We'll also be checking gear ratios, fuel cells, ride height, offset chassis, and as an added little bonus, random weight checks. Bottom line, guys, we're looking for anything. Rapid release gels. Whose are these?
NASCAR Nextel Cup Racing, presented by Viagra from Dover International Speedway on TNT, is brought to you by Sprint, proud partner of the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series. By FedEx, every day is race day. By new Tylenol Extra Strength Rapid Release Gels. Team Tylenol, think fast. And by Viagra. Ask your doctor if Viagra is right for you.
And as the caution continues on the Dover International Speedway, off the track back in the Nextel Cup garage sits Matt Kenseth's car. His crew working heavy damage on the right side. They're working to replace some of the right front suspension components. Matt sitting in the car, helmet on, window net up. Obviously very distraught at the events of the day.
Dave Burns. And checking in with Pat Tryson now. Pat, I heard you and Mark discussing it pretty hot and heavy, 4 or 2, and it sounds like you wanted track position more than fresh rubber on the left side, right?
Yeah, we took the back and forth towards, been good all day, and 38 did 2 earlier and was able to hold everybody off, so got a short run here, hopefully we can win the race.
All right, they watched what the other guys did with some success, Matt.
And he has some cars in front, but Chad Canals, what a run this team has had today.
Yeah, Low Chevrolet's running great, and I got to say thanks to the 5 car. They came up here and tested a couple of weeks ago and really learned some stuff that has helped us out, and obviously they're doing well also, so good for them. Real happy, great pit stops all day. We haven't had a lot of problems. Hopefully we can carry it out for the next 25 laps until we can go green. And I just want to say hello to David and Jenny. Congratulations on your baby. We're proud of you guys.
And David was here on Friday. Jenny went into labor, so he jumped on a plane and flew home. Marty.
Matt, obviously the Hendrick team's working very well together. Kyle Busch is in third, Alan Gustafson. You have not been good on the short run today. Does that concern you? Have a short run to finish this race?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's going to be a little bit of a disadvantage for us. We try to do a few things to compensate for that, but the 48's real good on the short run. The 6 there with 2 tires is good on the short run, and the 2's real good on the short run. But you know, we're just going to give this Kellogg Chevrolet all it's got and see what we can do. Try to get, hopefully Jimmy can get by the 6 so we can follow and pad his points a little bit.
Matt. And Larry Carter up on top of the box. Now, Larry, this has been a difficult day for your driver getting in and out of his box.
Yeah, we just had didn't anticipate that with the opening behind us, but it's been really tight down here. We've been tight on our track position a little bit. We got 4 good tires, so we'll see what we can do here at the end.
Has he been hitting the sign or driving through the sign?
I didn't understand what you said, but I just, we'll see what we got here at the end.
He drove through the sign the last time, had to back up yet again. again, very tough, close confines here on pit road, even with that 9-foot opening.
He has had a difficult time with that pit stall today.
And Jimmy Johnson's in his box straight there.
And short.
And short, so it's not like he was crowding Rusty. Don't know.
Mark Martin is the race leader. There are 11 cars on the lead lap. Kurt Busch is in front of Mark. He is at the tail end of the lead lap.
And how that happens, Kurt Busch had made a pit stop, and then the caution flag came out. He stayed on the racetrack. When all these leaders pitted, they come out on the racetrack behind him. So as soon as Mark passes him, he'll be a lap down.
They continue to work on Matt Kenseth's car. Championship contenders Greg Biffle and Tony Stewart are 1 lap down.
And this is when it gets ugly, I think, because you've got guys on different tires, everybody's stacked up, 25 laps to go, everybody's in a hurry.
And the monster lurking.
All right, Mark got a good restart, but Jimmy Johnson is right there. He's got a pretty good run. And Mark can't mess around with Kurt too long. And Kurt moves over, lets his teammate go. But I tell you what, that might have been too little too late, because here comes that 48 of Johnson.
Mark really needed to get away. Just 2 tires for the 6.
Oh. And here's where these 4 tires are going to shine. Right there. 4 fresh tires.
Yep.
They all have 4 tires.
Yes, sir. 4 fresh tires.
Yeah, got to ease down, bud. 41 right behind that 29 now.
The 41, Kurt Busch is racing the 41 car for position. And the 41 car has fresher tires, so he takes that spot away. There's Rusty. Now they're all getting through all this, so they got some. Ooh, look at that. Tight racing off turn 2.
Come on down if you need to.
So he got a flat.
Something's wrong. Might come back up the track.
Nice and easy, Kurt. That's it. Nice and easy.
When you're out there too on older tires and everybody's got fresh tires, you're just an accident waiting for a place to happen too sometimes.
So Kurt Busch, another championship contender, finished 35th a week ago on to pit road, unscheduled stop under green.
You're about 10 away. About 5 away.
Man, and things looked so good 100 laps ago. Alan?
Boy, how a day can turn in a hurry. Humpy P, after Kurt dominated this day, needed to finish in the top 5, he thought, to dig out of the hole he had at New Hampshire last week. Now getting caught by the late caution, and you see them just change a couple of tires and send him out. Boy.
Has led 192 of the 379 laps, and to make matters worse, 97 too fast on pit road. Pass through penalty.
I hate when I hear that.
And you've heard that.
I have heard that.
Sometimes more than once a day.
Greg Biffle, another car, the 16 car that ran so well earlier on. A flat tire, kind of ruined his day. Biffle's in the 14th spot, kind of hit a couple of positions. Next one he's looking for is Joe Nemechek.
In that Office Depot machine of his teammate Carl Edwards, who really struggled most of the day inside the top 10.
In 9th position, the 99 car is.
And that's Kyle Petty, runs 10th.
All Carl wanted at the beginning of this race was a top 10. Boy, that's all he was looking for.
If you told him that this morning, he would have left.
Yeah.
Top 10, I'll see you. Pass-through penalty for Kurt Busch, and we check with Alan.
And Matt Kenseth, the series, just climbed from his car. Matt, you must be terribly disappointed. What happened?
Oh, yeah, I mean, we blew the tire. It could be worse. We ran pretty good today. We ran over a piece of debris that I don't think that I could have done anything about. It was covering the whole racetrack pretty much. There was no caution, so we ran that over, got it flat. Able to overcome that. And we're running pretty good, but we had a little bit, we're a little tight, and I had a little bit of a shake, and I slowed down for 1 lap, and then it blew out. So you should always trust your first instinct to come in, but the last 3 times I've done that, I was told it was my imagination. There's nothing wrong with the tires. They look fine. So it's a hard thing to do. Everybody else ran a lot longer than we did on tires. I didn't really foresee a problem. Nobody said there was any problems.
All right, thanks, Matt. Kyle Busch passed Mark Martin for 2nd. And now Kyle will begin his pursuit of his teammate Jimmy Johnson.
About that. Well, that young man has been impressive. These are talking about the driver of the 5 car.
Mark Martin, just 2 tires on that pit stop, and that's something they'll be talking about after this race. Came in second and still opted to just take 2. Caution is out for debris.
I see it laying on the front stretch down there.
Our last break. Just over 10 to go here at Dover.
The secret is out. Las Vegas is coming to TNT. And Tuesday night at 10, Sin City is hotter than ever. The hit series Las Vegas, Tuesdays at 10 beginning Tuesday night on TNT.
Police forces. Bodies protecting. Prosecuting. Law and order. The people possess a fundamental right for law and order. Law and Order. Weeknights at 7 on TNT.
Desire. At the final NASCAR Nextel Cup race last year, it was anyone's championship. Jimmy Johnson had to pass 1 driver to win. Jeff Gordon had to pass 2. But Kurt Busch had to pass 23 cars after losing an entire front wheel. So at what point does willpower overcome horsepower? The chase for the NASCAR Nextel Cup.
Hungry for something out of the ordinary? Looking for something just a little different? There's no reason to travel out of town. The local-owned Wagon Wheel restaurant in Sterling is the place for you. Some specialty dishes are fettuccine alfredo, oriental salad, and succulent prime rib. Also, delicious steak and shrimp. And don't forget about all-you-can-eat shrimp on Wednesdays, all prepared by our local chef, Bob Campos, specializing in banquets, wedding receptions, and other special events. The Wagon Wheel Restaurant, 1711 West 4th Street, Sterling.
Recently, Harold's Furniture of Rock Falls partnered with Insight Media by donating over 75 free Rockford Riverhawks tickets to the Teen Action Zone in Sterling, Illinois. Eric Hoffman, representing Teen Action Zone, and Becky Hunter of Harold's Furniture distributed tickets to some of the lucky winners. Thanks to Insight Media and Harold's Furniture in Rock Falls, the kids from Teen Action Zone can end the summer with a bang.
Beautiful day here in Dover, Delaware. 150,000 fans came out to see the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series. Second race in the chase for the championship under caution. 13 laps to go. Casey Mears was the lucky dog. He came to pit road. Carl Edwards also came to pit road. One of the contenders in the chase for the Nextel Cup. There will be 11 cars on the lead lap when we restart. Jeff Burton also came to pit road. He's on the lead lap.
This won't quite be a single file restart.
No. Field getting the 1 to go. Don't know what's going to happen in these final laps, but you do want to give Kyle Petty his just due. In that 45 car, Kyle Petty currently 8th.
And that's a great run for those guys.
That's the run of the season for Kyle.
Much needed. Now, if you're Jimmy Johnson, he's liking this double side-by-side restart. But boy, if you're Rusty Wallace or guys like that, you're hating it.
Tony Stewart is 2 laps down in the 18th position. He's at the front of that inside row. Kurt Busch is back in 26th position after an unscheduled green flag stop.
Because if this was single file, you know, Rusty and those guys really have a legitimate shot at winning this thing. But the way it is now, they're starting 8th or 10th. They got a lot of cars to pass. Ready? Kyle Busch had to check up to keep aboard running in the 48 car. I thought maybe Mark would be able to get a run on him, but he could not quite make it.
I don't think Mark can get those 2 tires to work for him. We'll see what happens. 11 to go.
No, I don't believe he can either.
Top 4 got clear of the lap traffic. Tony Stewart runs 5th. He's 2 laps down. Dave Burns.
Another thing Mark Martin would need would be a long run. His car really started to come in there late, and when the caution came up for debris, Mark said, "I don't see it."
Yeah, Jimmy Johnson's going to be pretty hard to, if you can catch him, pass him.
9 to go.
That was very strong all day. Matt.
Think back to his last win, dramatic victory at Lowe's Motor Speedway. He's been saying for weeks, just wait until the chase starts. We will ramp it up. And it looks like he's definitely doing that today.
Currently leads the championship standings as well.
Stewart, Bethel, and Kenzie taking the biggest hits today. All losing 4 spots each.
Tough start to the chase for Kurt Busch.
Boy, we've said all along that I said last year I felt like you could have one mulligan, and I'm not going to change. I think maybe this year you can have one mulligan, but this is 2 for Busch.
Yep.
And I don't think you can win a championship for
2. Second place, third place, Mark Martin. Going to drop back in the field just a little bit here.
Here we have Kyle Petty trying to look on the inside of Mayfield for that 7th position.
Dave.
Feeling racy, and they made very minor changes on that car all day long. They've hit it well from the start.
Outstanding run for Kyle Petty.
Yes, it has been. I thought on this last caution flag when the guys he was racing with stopped and changed 4 tires, they might be able to compete with Kyle, but he's driven away from them. Talking about Carl Edwards and Jeff Burton, Casey Mears. And Rusty Wallace, that 2 car right on the back bumper of Mark Martin. Remember last week that great battle they had? Well, here we are in reverse. Last week it was Rusty in front, Mark behind.
Couldn't get him on the high side. Now he's going to look inside. Rusty Wallace, yep, for the position. Drifts
Slides up the racetrack. Mark's going to fill it.
Couldn't get it done.
Oh, Nemechek crashes off turn 4.
Down the front stretch, caution is out. We will have a green-white-checkered finish.
And you know what? That's probably the least damage you'll ever have at this racetrack spinning off turn 4.
Nemechek was running in the 14th position.
Boy, he was just high already.
Oh, it gets contact behind with Jeff Burton. It's touched in the left rear by Burton, and around he goes.
Jeff Burton on those 4 fresh tires.
Outside. Car hit down. Talked about that earlier, guys, with different tires on when it's 20-25 to go. Usually trouble.
Well, we're going to have NASCAR's version of overtime.
Yep. Green-white-checkered finish. Single file restart. And teammates running 1, 2. The race reaches its scheduled conclusion under caution. NASCAR will make 1 attempt to finish the race under green. The field will come by, get the green flag, then the white flag, then the checkered flag. If the caution comes out at any time during that period, the race is over.
The 48's in a good position. I mean, and you really set the restart. I mean, it's yours to set. So if you could just get 1 or 2 car length jump on a guy, all you got to do is hang on.
Right.
And then you get your teammate behind you, which is even better.
You know, I thought the last time that, that Kyle Busch would just kind of lay back and let Jimmy go ahead and win the race. Because after all, he's trying to win the Nextel Cup. You know what? He tried to pass him.
Yeah. We'll see what happens this time.
He tried to pass him.
We'll see what happens this time.
Then you've got a guy in 3rd spot that's fairly hungry, I would say, to win a race, especially as it's last race here.
I'll tell you what, he looked awful strong those last few laps, just before the caution flag.
Just don't know if Rusty can keep his car low enough. It seems like he can run it as hard as they can, but his car slides up the racetrack a little bit more than the 48 of Jimmy Johnson and Kyle Busch in the 5.
Kyle Busch finished second here in June. Marty?
It's about, yeah, guys, you remember he talked about the debris, or talked about how it looked like he had to check up. He said, I could have had the 48 on the last restart. I didn't know there was debris on the bottom groove. He has asked NASCAR to blow that off, blow all the debris off the bottom groove. He said, I could have had him on the last restart if I wanted to push it.
He sure had a great run on him.
NASCAR has its track crews out there looking at that inside portion of the racetrack.
And they have blowers blowing all that apron off, getting the debris down next to the wall.
You know, Jimmy Johnson got a top 10 finish last week at Loudon, but once again, they came into this chase after that August-September slump. And last year in the chase, they struggled through the first few races before Jimmy won 4 of the last 6. This could be the real motivating race for them.
Sure could. Well, I think the fact that they lost last year by 8 points was all the motivating factor they needed, Bill.
But they've still been looking for that, to get back to victory lane, that win that gives you that extra momentum to take to the next week, especially once you're into the chase.
There's been a lot of disappointment in the 48 team the last couple of months, there's no doubt, because you can just see it in their face. What do we got to do to get this car back winning races again? Well, I guess they found out this weekend.
They've turned it around.
We talked about Kyle Busch finishing second here in June. Got his first win at California a few weeks ago. Then there's Rusty Wallace. His last season. Last call at Dover for Rusty. Mark Martin right behind him. And then Ryan Newman, who started on the pole and won the Busch race here yesterday. The field gets 1 to go.
It's all about the restart right now.
It will be single file. Matt?
Think back to what Jimmy Johnson said in New Hampshire. There are 400 cars, but all are trying to help one team win the Cup, whereas you've got the Roush guys all battling each other, although trying to help each other. And the 48 team, a lot of their setup came from the 5 car, the 5 teams test here. So you can see that team spirit helping out, trying to win a championship, but also trying to win a race for the 5 team as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure. When you get a young driver in a race car that's looking at the leader right in front of you with a couple laps to go, I don't think he's thinking about the big picture.
He's talking about that big trophy, thinking about that big trophy.
Yep.
Not even the big check, because he gave the last one away.
That's right. The monster.
That's the trophy of Bill Weber they give out here at Dover.
You just do not give up, do you? Here we go. 2 laps to decide it at Dover. Overtime.
And here we go. Good restart by the 5. 48 just goes.
They are teammates, 48 and 5. Johnson in the chase for the championship. Kyle Busch is not. White flag, last lap.
Wow, he's underneath them.
He's right there. Oh, Jimmy said, come on, teammate, cut me some slack.
Through turns 3 and 4 now. Kyle Busch, the rookie, looking at Johnson, the championship contender. Teammates coming to the checkers. Jimmy Johnson wins at Dover. Can we breathe now?
You guys rock!
Chevy congratulates Jimmy Johnson in the 48 Monte Carlo on today's win. The defending manufacturer's champion takes win number 570 overall. Chevy, the revolution, races on. Dave Burns.
And Chad Knaus now pointing all the way down into turn 1. Chad, where are you pointing?
Down to the 5 car, guys. That was incredible. We wouldn't be here with the Lowe's Chevrolet if it wasn't for Alan Custon and the guys in the 5 car. They came up here and tested a little while ago, and they did some other work in Charlotte. They helped us out tremendously, and obviously it showed. 1-2 finish for Hendrick Motorsports. That's great. I wish Mr. Hendrick could be here. It's unfortunate he's not feeling too well, and he said if he wasn't going to be here, we'd probably win. So sorry, boss.
And they didn't beat you either.
Yeah, good stuff.
Thanks, Jack. Congratulations. And Jimmy comes swinging by doing those burnouts.
Rick probably feels a little bit better now, but the last 2 laps he wasn't feeling too well.
Not too well at all with 2 cars up there battling.
Well, he's had team cars take each other out of a race before, but not today. Jimmy Johnson looking for the checkered flag. Season for Jimmy Johnson, his first since the Lowe's Motor Speedway in May. Time for the Sprint Post-Race Report. Live here on TNT from the Dover International Speedway. Victory lap for Jimmy Johnson, 17th career win, and his 3rd victory here at Dover. Just 8 starts. It's the 10th win at Dover for Hendrick Motorsports. That's the most all time. The pit road and Dave Burns.
With Rusty Wallace, who came on late here at Dover. Rusty, how close was that?
It was a good run for us. The car was solid top 5 all day long. I just couldn't quite get up in the lead and battle for that. But Kyle Busch and I had a good battle all day long. It seemed like I was bumper to bumper with him throughout the day. 3rd place finish is good for the points. I think that moved us up maybe a spot or something like that. It was a good solid run. I wish I could have got the car turning just a little bit better, but I won't be driving it no more. This is my last run here, so whether I need a 50 pounds of spring in that left front or a 16 smaller sway bar doesn't make a difference now. Might for the new driver, who knows?
We'll put that in the notes. Marty.
Well, Kurt Busch climbs from his car and walking towards the hauler, and what a dominant car you had today, Kurt. I can't imagine the emotions, but how early did you start feeling that tire going down?
We just didn't finish where we ran today, bottom line. I mean, we had a good crown roll forward. We led some laps. We just didn't quite finish where we're supposed to. Thanks.
All right, Kurt Busch is going to head into the hauler. Dave?
Now with Mark Martin, who there at the end, Mark had to make a big decision on 2 or 4 tires. You and Pat did. 2 seemed not to be the right way to go.
That's too hard a decision for me, so I didn't get involved in it. I just want to thank the fans for giving me the best year of my career, Viagra and all the guys on this team, giving me a shot at this championship. They tried to win a race. It maybe cost us 10 points. That's not going to be the difference. We can win races, and we can still win this championship, and this was a good day for us. So I want to thank them. Thank Pat Tryson for trying so hard.
They run this strong. They certainly can continue to come back. Matt?
A very frustrating day for Tony Stewart, but he still kept the humor high on this team to keep these guys in it, Tony. I know a frustrating day here at Dover.
Yeah, nobody saw this coming for sure. I mean, this thing drove a lot better than that yesterday. I don't know why it was so bad today, but just really proud of Zippy and all the guys on this Home Depot team. Not one of us gave up all day. We got a lap down twice and got lucky and got the lucky dog twice, and just tried to do what a lot of guys do, and it pays off most of the time. It just has never paid off for us short pitting like that, but got us a lap down to where we couldn't get in the top 10, but just proud. I mean, these guys worked really hard. It was a lot better car at the end than it started.
Fought like champions today. A 2nd and an 18th, Alan, to start out the chase.
Well, Jimmy Johnson climbing from his car in Dover International Speedway's victory lane. Last year, 4 wins in the 10 races during the chase, and he's off to a pretty solid start here in 2005, giving some congratulations across the car to the team. And the first of the baths and showers. Congratulations.
Wow, we needed that so bad, and I just can't thank Chad Knaus and all of Hendrick Motorsports enough. The engines, the chassis, the bodies, everything involved. Even my teammates, Kyle Busch, especially he and Alan have been a huge help for the 48 team, and showed today 1-2 in the finish. And I was a lot better than him, but on that restart, I was a little bit loose with him right on my bumper, and I'm glad it was only 2 laps because he was coming.
How much of a comfort, how much of a concern to have a hungry young teammate behind you there for those last few laps? I'm
concerned at any time because, Kyle's so good. I was more worried about the win than anything else. It should have been points racing, but I was so worried about the win. I wasn't thinking of anything else.
Awesome job. The bath. You can't be in victory lane without a bath. You were saying about being concerned about Kyle behind you.
The Gatorade bath, yeah. Kyle was so strong. I knew on a longer run that we were going to be in good shape. And then with the green-white-checkered at the end, I was spinning the tires real bad on the restart. And on the first one, he was right with me. The second one, he was all over me. And I just needed to bring it home. But I can't thank Lowe's either enough for all their support. their employee owners, everybody involved. Mr. Hendricks back at home, I wish you were here, buddy. I told you that we were going to do well, and this is what we needed.
A great day for Jimmy Johnson here at Dover. Dave?
With Kyle Busch now, who finished second, and with Ryan Newman, who had a top 5. Kyle, talk about not over-racing your teammate who is in the chase for the championship.
Well, I was trying to race him as hard as I could. It didn't matter to me. I was trying to get him just a little bit loose where I could get by him, but I could feel him pedaling a little bit and, getting a little slower because I had to start pedaling it. And, he did an awesome job, had a great race car there. And I'll give him the win now. He thanked Alan and myself. We came down here and tested and had a good test, and we let him use our setup, so they can have it now. But all in all, it was a good day for Hendrick Motorsports. Real proud of the organization and the way everything went today. Engines, chassis, bodies, they were all great. So looking forward to the rest of the year. Hopefully we can knock out a win or two, maybe.
Thanks, Kyle. And Ryan Newman with the top 5 today. You started first. Where did your car lose its way?
Once we fell back, we just kind of got back around 10th, 11th, 12th there for a while and just didn't have good track position. And on restarts there, when you're restarting 20th to 25th, it's just not what you want. And we struggled coming back up. Obviously, the deal with the caution coming out at the right time helped us out a lot. But our car was good at the end, just a little better than Mark's. But he obviously had 2 tires. But good run for the All-Tele Dodge. 2 top 5s and the best time of the season.
Another solid run for a chaser. Bill?
Thanks, guys. Good job down there. Here are the unofficial results. The marks to the right-hand side of the screen indicate that a driver led a lap. Kurt Busch led the most laps, but finished 23rd. Best Dover finish for Rusty Wallace since September of '96. Good run for Martin and Newman. Greg Biffle off the lead lap.
Comes back to finish in the 13th spot. Tony Stewart struggled, finished 18th. Oh, Kurt Busch.
Tough deal for Kurt Busch.
But he handled it well.
Dominant car. I mean, it's tough when you lose a race like that when you just had them covered.
I do want to point out, I'm sorry, go ahead.
We see Matt Kenseth back in 35th. One of the guys trying to be the champion this year.
I do want to point out that Kyle Petty's 8th place finish equaled his best of the season. So congratulations to those guys at Petty. Stanton Barrett brought out the first caution, finishes 43rd. Unofficially, the championship standings with 8 races to go in the chase for the Nextel Cup. Just 23 points back to 6th place Greg Biffle. Kurt Busch, Matt Kenseth, Carl Edwards, some work to do. And it continues next weekend. The chase for the Nextel Cup moves to NBC as we head to the high banks and high speeds of the Talladega Super Speedway. It's NASCAR Nextel Cup racing from Talladega. Coverage begins at 1:30 Eastern with the Bank of America Countdown to Green. Next on TNT on the East Coast, it's Law and Order. And out west, you'll see Jumanji. Big run for Jimmy Johnson. Won 4 races in the chase last year. How many will he win this year? We'll see you on NBC from Talladega next Sunday.
They're finding Mr. Amo here. He's up against the wall. You're clear. Come on, keep coming forward. Low, low, low. When the world gets in my face, I say, have a nice day.
Looking at Johnson, the championship contender. Jimmy Johnson wins at Dover.
Nice